Good evening, welcome back to another session with the Burning Blades. So, last time, uh, which we don't actually have a session of because I don't know how to use OBS apparently, and wasn't able to get the audio, although I should, by the time this goes up, have at least like a little campaign diary style video just explaining what happened. You didn't really miss a lot.
That's
They
okay,
mostly,
I'll do it. Basically, we killed Tiamat.
yeah, and then you
And the
fucked around
campaign's
all
over.
afternoon on a boat doing some day drinking,
Yeah.
essentially. So yeah, last
Jobs are
time,
good in.
after you spoke a little bit with Torvith, she flew you down to Bryn Shander, made a bit of a big show. Rogar, you went and were able to persuade your rather despondent father to come out to speak with her, and she actually took Rathar back up the mountain with her, hopefully to give him a bit of a talking to, try and get some energy back in him. I just realised we're on the wrong page, but it doesn't bloody matter. You were then able to use the teleportation circle within Bryn Shander to return to Neverwinter. In doing so, you met Milcho, the slightly insane halfling wizard who was responsible for maintaining and running the teleportation circle.
Free Milcho.
Grishnak desperately wanting to take Milcho with you guys. He's not allowed out much. So anyway, you got to Neverwinter. Arriving in Neverwinter, you didn't get very far out of the teleportation annex before you were approached by a rather fancy dressed, noble looking fella. Turned out to be Lord Daggle Neverember himself. I will get that name wrong many times. Partly because the first
You'll
campaign
never
I was ever in.
Never Ember.
No, the first campaign I was ever in, he came up quite a lot, and the DM always called him Nevermember, and I thought that was his name. I know. And it was only when I was researching for this campaign that I was like, he's not called Nevermember, he's called Neverember, which makes a bit more sense. Anyway, you met Lord Daggalt Neverember, who turned out to be a bit of a fan of you guys, and insisted that you come and join him for lunch. You had probably the most lavish food, drink, and just general level of comfort that you have, I think, since we started the campaign. He wanted to ask a lot of questions. He was very curious about, obviously wanting to hear your exploits from your own lips instead of just secondhand from various like Harper agents, etc. But he also wanted to know like what you've learnt about the Dragon Cult and what your plans were next. You talked for a while before his assistant, his kind of aide, Camille Arlington, came and reminded him that he had responsibilities. He had meetings, particularly in relation to the work crews that are currently restoring the high road between Neverwinter and Waterdeep. So, he gave you a promise of his hospitality whenever you wanted, and went off his way. You finished stuffing yourselves. Some of you filled your pockets with whatever food was left, and off you went. Ruri, you obviously went to check out your boat that you've had moored up there, and to pay your boathouse fees. You're only 2 or 3 days late, and since you planned to extend your lease of this boathouse, the dude was quite happy to do so. Grishnak had come along with you, got quite excited by the idea of a boat, and managed to convince all of you to take it out for an afternoon. So you just kind of sculled around along the coast in Neverwinter, bit of day drinking. And when you returned, you decided rather than set off back to Phandalin that day, maybe take up Lord Neverember on his offer of hospitality. So you went on to the palace, gave him your names, and were quite promptly shown along to some very, very fine quarters, where you were able to get probably the nicest night's sleep that some of you might have ever had. And Calibre jerked his head. And that was where we left off. So, as you all wake after a night of very comfortable bedding, Calibrate your head, the head you claimed from Ubalzi has been, she says, it's burnt off the flesh, so you're left with this slightly, not charred, but kind of smoke-blackened skull. And as you convene in the common room, what would everyone like to do?
It smells fucking awful in here this morning.
Yes, the smell is coming from Calibray. Slightly.
It's kind of, why don't you have a bath?
I think it's you that smells, mate.
It's that sickly sweet smell of burnt flesh.
So it is.
You've been barbecuing.
Aye, would you like to try some?
Jesus. Probably not. No.
Can I use prestidigitation and sort of make like an air freshener and start spraying the air?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah.
What?
Unfortunately,
Air fresheners didn't exist.
I
What?
believe each cast of prestidigitation, it lasts for a minute, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, every minute you're having to recast it as the overpowering smell of charred flesh just creeps back in.
I wonder if this Lord Nevermember has got any maids to do the baths like they have in the posh houses.
You can only ask.
Please don't.
Oh, we're not getting back to Phandalin today. We're doing a bathhouse episode.
Yeah, boy.
Just like Spirited Away.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go and find.
Yeah. You ask, leaving your quarters, you quickly come across a servant. You ask them, inquire about bathhouse facilities. They do indeed have them. They don't have servants to help you. You're not a full.
Just
Well,
worried in case it's a large bath, you're not too tall for me to get my leg over.
no. You're shown down to, and it's essentially, it's in the lower levels of the castle, of the palace, and it's more like a small swimming pool that you
Oh
climb
hell
into.
yeah!
So yeah, you're shown down. You're supplied with kind of fairly soft towels by this world's standard, although they're not quite as fluffy as you might like. Anyone who wishes to accompany, you have the option of bathing.
When
Oh,
was the
you know
last
I
time any of us would have had a bath?
I had one yesterday.
Well, I'd say Ruri will probably any opportunity he gets.
Yeah, Krishna probably won't have had a bath since you left Phandalin, I reckon. So Krishna will get in.
You mean Grishnak had a bath?
No,
in
it's fine. It
Phandalin?
got rained on last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Rogar will join the bath buddies.
Since he's not here, I'm going to decide for him that Gotrek is scared of the bath.
Canon.
That's canon.
Cannon. Scared
He-
of baths.
Gotrek just eyes it. Gives it an untrusting glare, and refuses to.
I reckon Gotrek probably smells like feet as well, with the amount of time that he's in armour.
We starting to freshen up a little bit because he's not been in his armour for the last. I was going to say last couple of days. What day are we on? We're on the 28th of Altaric. So
There's the
no.
Saturday?
You're on the 29th now. 29th of Altaric. So it was only 2 days ago that he got that you had your fight with the Remoras.
God.
I know.
No.
Game time and real time. It's quite jarring.
Yeah. So Grishnak will just jump into the water and just like he like sniffs like his armpits, goes like, "Oh yeah, this is long overdue."
Okay. So yeah, you take a bit of time down there for about 40 minutes or so. It's about an hour spent down there overall. By the time you've sorted yourself out, you dried off, got dressed again. In that time, I'd imagine that I'd be very surprised if Kalogrishnak didn't call for a servant to bring down some drinks. Starting the day just a little bit cut.
If that's a thing, then definitely.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is a thing.
Grishnak definitely would have had a few
Drinks.
bathing beers.
A few tinnies in the bath.
Bathing beers, yeah. That one.
Okay.
Some libations while I
Although
bathe myself.
although it's a bit posh, would we not have gone for the wine?
It's up to you. But yeah, any drinks or food you wish. You essentially had breakfast in the baths.
Yeah. So essentially, I reckon Grishnak was eating like a whole like ham shank, like, and drinking a beer while he's like getting bathed.
I mean, that is the thing. Grishnak has an incredible appetite and can put away quite a lot of food. Like, even for his size,
Yeah,
it
so
never ceases to surprise you just how
I
much
reckon,
food
like,
you can put away.
whole ham, and then like at least 6 beers. I think.
The attending servant is trying their best not to show their disdain as little bits of meat falling in and floating in the bath.
Grishnak's just like, oh, good dish, got mustard on it, tastes nice.
I think Rogar's wearing like a 1920s gentleman's, like all in one.
Giving suit.
Oh, that's also now canon.
So you never know if he's actually got a dick or not.
Well, you don't know how Dragonborn work.
I reckon it's like a dog where it comes out like lipstick.
Jesus Christ!
And it's got a hook at the end like a dolphin.
Put your lipstick away.
You can use it as an arm.
Oh, how quickly can we derail a session?
Sorry.
Alright.
all
Okay,
good,
get
it's
out of the
all
bath, everyone. Come on, everyone out of the pool.
Yeah. I've scrubbed me dwarven nuts, and I've eaten my breakfast and had a drink. It's time to get back to it.
I'm all good. Oh, did I get my cloak back from the dry cleaners?
Yeah, you did. So by the time you return to the quarters, you find your cloak has been cleaned, pressed, and folded in the quarters that you spent the night in.
Yeah.
Before we vacate the bathhouse, could I perform a ceremony over the water to turn the whole bath into holy water?
2 seconds, lads. I just got to take Young'un to the toilet. Yeah.
It's all right.
No worries.
Do me a religion check, Ruri.
Okay.
It's not easy to do an entire bath. In fact, isn't there no? I'm pretty sure there's a spell specifically to do that.
What, on a whole bath?
I don't know if it
Spell
works
yeah,
on the whole
ceremony.
bath.
Water.
Ceremony,
Yeah,
yeah.
ceremony. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said, ceremony.
Go on, let me check ceremony real quick, because you can do that. Do you have it prepared?
Well, I did just sleep, so I could have it, but I didn't actually change my spells.
Because it's a ritual spell, but you do need ritual spells prepared.
Depends how. I mean,
is a bit
I haven't
annoying.
actually changed my spells since yesterday yet. How forgiving do you feel?
I mean,
Would Rory have planned to
allow
do
it.
this last night when he
The
went?
thing
to bed,
is,
though?
each cast of ceremony not only costs 25 gold's worth of powdered silver, but you can do 1 vial of water at a time.
All right, so it's not meant to be, is what
You
you're
feel that this, if you want to, you can mark off 25 gold, and this bath is a little bit holy.
You know what? It's not worth it.
Ah!
If you're not going to be baptized while you're bathing, then
No,
what's
you're
the
not.
point?
Okay. Right. So, is there anything you guys want to do in Neverwinter before departing? You know, it's going to take you it's going to take you about 2 days travel to get back. It's still early morning. Ish. It's mid-morning. You've still got at least a couple of hours till noon. And you know that if you did set off now and made a good pace, travelled quick, you would probably return to Phandalin the next evening. So the evening of the 30th. Obviously, if you do
Shall we-
want to do stuff in Neverwinter, that's fine, but it will slightly delay your return.
Yeah,
Shall
I
we
don't
make
want to
some
miss
steps,
last
boys?
orders. So yeah.
From drink to drink.
Did I
Okay.
get my key from the guy who owns the boathouse, by the way?
You did get that, yeah. When you
I'll put it
returned
on
the boathouse key.
Amazing.
Are there any supplies that we can take with us that they're willing to part with?
Oh, what, from the quarters?
From like the wine cellar or whatever, yeah, or the like food and beer, basically.
You get the impression that the offer of hospitality is kind of like, this place isn't an offie, so you're not licensed to take anything out of the premises. I mean, you can try and stow something.
No, I'm not. I'm not a tea leaf.
I was going to say, you know Grishnak, he's so subtle.
Apart from those beers that I took on the boat, but those were already out at lunch, so technically they were mine already.
They were technically outside, and in that case, you did have Lord Neverember saying, take whatever. It's a little bit of a twisting of his wording, but doesn't matter. Anyway, so you collect your mounts, You saddle up, and you begin the ride back to Phandalin. It's pretty uneventful. The high road is very well managed. Well, this part of the high road is quite well managed. You do know, as you'll run down it, that actually it's in very good nick. In fact, Rory, you'd remember this as you returned from Waterdeep when you came back to Phandalin, not like 21, well, about 30 days ago. They had just the works process, what are you calling it? Basically, the road works that are going on up and down the high road between Neverwinter and Waterdeep are quite extensive, and this section was being completed as you returned. So it's, new cobbles, very good condition. It's being well patrolled. It's not super busy at this time of day. You pass people occasionally, but other than that, your travel passes mostly without incident. Towards the end of the first day, and you're still, you're going to have to stop and set up camp soon. You're still a few miles off of the junction where the high road meets the tribal trail that heads towards Phandalin. You do spot a merchant caravan. Well, you spot some horses and carts on the horizon. Given your day's travel and everyone else you pass so far, it's safe to assume it's a merchant caravan. And as you pull closer, it does seem to be. And there's a chap on the front wagon who stands up as you get close and hails you. He's a dark-skinned man, very dark-skinned, with a bald head and a broad nose. He calls out to you as you go past. Ho there! You headed to Waterdeep?
Not today. Just a Phandalin.
No worries then.
Are you heading to Waterdeep?
We were, and as he does signal, and the caravan driver next to him just kind of pulls on the reins a little bit, and the wagons behind he'll kind of slow up, just for a moment, come to stop. We were, but the road is closed. Some kind of, down in the Mere of Dead Men. Some kind of violent incident. It's a roadworks depot. The Neverwinter Guard, they've got the whole road closed, turning everyone away. Me and my caravan, we're going back to Neverwinter, charter a ship down to Waterdeep instead. Some say it was a massacre.
A recent massacre?
2 days past. I mean,
Very odd.
I heard it from a man who heard it from a man. And caravan drivers, well, they like to exaggerate. A way to make the journeys more interesting, But, it's no go.
Might be worth investigating.
Well, good luck getting anyone near it.
Perhaps we can ask our new friend and Lord of Netherwinter. Maybe he can give us some insight, maybe some permission.
No, if you have friends in high places, give me some introductions.
Not talking to you. Shut up.
Chuckles to himself.
Get the
I mean,
fuck.
we could go back to Neverwinter, I suppose, but we're there, are we?
More or less, yeah. You're about here. You say your day's travel from Neverwinter.
Rogar's confused and does not realise that we've left Neverwinter.
Yeah, no, you're a day's travel out. So I think you came back just after I
Perhaps
spent a bit.
we could see. Maybe we can take a look. If they don't let us in, then
So,
I wonder-
Rory, you've done this journey before. You know that
have.
Phandalin's about a day away. The Mere of Dead Men, you're looking at anywhere from a day and a half, 2 days, 3 days away. You're not entirely sure where along this stretch of road this has occurred. But it's, you're looking at probably about 2 to 3 days.
Rogar, I don't know if you know much of the Mirror of Dead Men, but they're a many stories about monsters and creatures lurking in the swamp. I never believed they were true, but there was. Well, I mean, I heard the stories from bards. You never expect it to be true when a bard tells you.
The merchant who is still they've taken the opportunity while they're stopped to just check their mounts, check all of their packs are secure. And hearing this, he does turn. No monster from the mere. They say a person did this.
So when you
Really?
say a massacre,
That's what I hear.
what exactly have you heard? Have you got any details?
Dozens of men dead.
Dozens.
Yeah. Like I say, that's what I hear. It's probably exaggerated a bit, but there must be some truth to it.
I don't know. It's a bit too close to home to leave it to chance, I think. Maybe we should have a look.
Krishnak, I don't know if you know what is near the. But there's a tower that a lich used to live, an ex-mage who was called Iniov. And he sort of. Well, the legend is that he caused the land to flood during the Orc War. The presence of all these orcs on his land enraged him so much that he flooded the land. Orcs. I don't know if it's connected, but I'm kind of worried.
You think the orcs are coming back up now?
I couldn't really say. It just seems to be a bit of a coincidence.
Well, the merchant, as their caravan is getting ready to set off again, just shakes his head. I don't know about any of that. All I know is you won't get near it.
Perhaps we should go to Phandalin and see if we can leverage anything from there.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So yeah, the merchant caravan carries off on its way. You're able to get a little bit more travelling this day before it starts getting dark and you need to bed down for the night. We won't worry about doing like a camping thing. It's getting a little bit. I'm not going to have you doing perception checks just to see if you spot darkness. So next morning dawns, you are heading on to Phandalin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why not?
Yes.
So you have another day of, again, quite an eventful travel, although the tribal trail is a lot. You think back to, about 2 years, 4 months ago when you first travelled down this route, and it was quiet, barely more than a dirt road back then, and it's come a long way in that time. It's quite busy, quite a few well-laden merchants passing you as you make your way along.
Sorry. I was just going to say, would there be anyone we recognise from Phandalin passing through?
No one.
Anyone who's regulars.
You think that you spot a few people here and there that you think, I think I saw them in the Stonehill from time to time.
Look, it's Bob the smut peddler.
Bob the pornography merchant, but not people that you know well. No, and none of them Phandalin locals. Just merchants that maybe once every 3-4 months pass through. Sometimes a little bit more regular. But yeah, as you make your way along, as it gets into late afternoon, kind of like 3-4ish, you do reach the tribal Phandalin junction and the rather sturdy, well-constructed watch post that was set up. As you approach, you do hear a little cry come out from the top of the watch house. Not like a cry of someone in peril, but more of a celebratory cry.
Hark!
What was that, Rui? You're my good. And you see a little head at the top. You can just make out a little head at the top tower, and it quickly disappears. And as you get closer, Ivan and Uhai come dashing out. Well, Ivan comes dashing out enthusiastically. Uhai kind of saunters out behind him in that kind of effortless, cool manner that he always conducts himself in. And Ivan runs up, kind of beaming ear to ear. Saruga, you're back.
We are indeed. Good to see you, Ivan.
I'll, Uhai, right ahead. Let him know that Lord of Phandalin has returned. And Uhai just kind of nods and gives you a little casual salute, Rogar. And he turns and mounts a rather speedy horse, and gallops off down the south road towards Phandalin.
What news, Ivan? How is Phandalin?
Well, not a lot's changed really. We're just being extra vigilant, keeping an eye out for any of these cultists or orc bastards. No offence, Lord Grishnak.
Nah.
None taken.
It's okay. He's only half a bastard.
You can. You just sort of like pats Rogar on the shoulder.
Well, have you come from afar?
You could say that. It's been a long journey. We heard on the road there was some kind of incident down the way near the Mere of Dead Men. Have you heard anything?
A little bit of murmurs from some of the merchants, but just that really. An attack on a work depot. Nothing major. Well, don't let me keep you. I'm sure you're tired. I better stay here, keep watch.
Good. Thank you, Ivan. Good. Good job.
Pulls a sharp salute and heads back into the tower.
Well, it appears we're dealing with something that's in between nothing major and a massacre.
Yes. It's definitely worth investigating.
So, carrying on down the southern road towards Phandalin. It's dusk by the time you arrive there. You push on a little bit past. Actually, it's a little bit past dusk. You push on a little bit past where you would normally stop and break for a day, but you're so close, you figure you might as well. It's not so much that anyone needs to do exhaustion checks. As you make your way through the northern gates into Phandalin, in fact, coming over the rise, looking down on the town, it looks much as it did when you left it. You for a moment half expecting to see it burning or having suffered some kind of attack, fearing the worst, what with time away and some of the interactions you've had with the cult and similar in that time. But no, the place seems fairly peaceful. It's got that usual hubbub of activity that's developed over the last couple of years of prosperity since Wave Echo Cave was open for business. Riding through the northern gates, down towards the town square, you are met by Teldor and Callista.
Hey!
Callista pulling quite a severe salute. She's all business as usual.
That's
Teldor giving a much more relaxed, the salute is good, but he's very much at ease and kind of gives you a nod. "You right, boss?"
I'm not the boss anymore, Teldor. How are you?
Old habits die hard. Yeah, we're good. All's been well. We have increased our watch rotas, making sure that we've got just more people on the wall at any given time, cover all the angles. We've set up warning bells as well at various points. If anyone sees anything, ring the bell. Everyone to battle stations, get all the civilians inside, you know what I mean?
Teldor, I'll stop you there. I'll look at everyone and just be like, is this a conversation we can maybe have over a drink?
Callista kind of looks a little bit like she's fidgeting a little bit and Teldor's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
I think everyone needs a drink.
Okay, so you carry on down and head into the Stone Hill. Tolban, the short, portly, balding tavern keeper, looking up over the bar at you all as you enter. "Arr! Well, ain't you a sight for sore eyes? Come in, sit. I'll get you some drinks."
It's like we never
Akins
left.
must have been down.
Shh.
Are the boys in?
Yes, not all of them, but looking around, you do spot. Who do you spot? Where's my thingy? Villagers. Fuck, where are they on my list? I've actually lost them on my list. God damn it! I revised this yesterday to make sure I had everyone.
Do have a list of people.
Yeah,
One
run their
moment.
names by me quickly. It's been
Yeah,
so long.
In my Google Drive, just bear with me. There was Chester, Nils. I'm trying to remember everyone.
That's who Nils is. He was on my list. I was going, Nils.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Nils? Okay,
Nils. Who the fuck is Nils?
exactly.
Who's the,
Right,
who the fuck is
that's
Nils?
cool.
And there is so Vasto, Nils, Chester, Jesse, and Robin. And
Yeah,
obviously there's Doran as well, and Nath.
Nils, Chester, Jesse, Robin. Who was the other guy?
Nath and Doran.
Narth was the farmer. He
Yeah.
was the elderly farmer who would drink with you.
And
Yeah,
Vasto as well.
Vasto, thank you. Yeah, Narth is there. Chester and Jesse are there. You don't see any of the others right now.
So I'm gonna walk up behind Nils so he doesn't see me, and then just be like,
Sorry, no, Chester and Jesse.
"Oh, Chester and Jesse, sorry." Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up behind Chester so he doesn't see me, and just like walk up behind him and be like, "You and me outside now."
So Jesse does see you approaching and kind of barely, like, you can see the faintest of smirk. She like looks up at you, makes eye contact, and then just looks back to Chester with like a little faint smirk at the corner of her mouth. And Chester leaps out of his skin, possibly comes quite close to shitting himself before recognition dawns, and he kind of turns around. He's like, "Oh, you cheeky bastard! Where did you come here?" And he grasps you by the forearm, and Jesse also rising, gripping me by the hand.
We'll just do the whole predator handshake.
Exactly, yeah. Predator
You
handshakes
son of a
all
bitch.
round. Narth, seeing you enter as well, also looks up and kind of gives you one of those toothless grins and raises his tankard. He's at his usual spot at the bar.
You all right, North?
Arp,
How you keeping?
arp. He's basically that guy in Hot Fuzz. The guy who's got the mine in his shed who needs the person translating for him.
I've had regulars like that.
Yeah. So yeah, as you get reacquainted with them, Grishnak, Rogar, the rest of you find yourselves a table, settle down, and Tolban does, after a moment, come bustling over with a tray with several drinks on. Who was that? A little bit
Who's got
crackly
the
there, Ruri.
crackies?
Oh no, really?
Just a little. You might have punched your mic.
Don't cracklings.
Yeah, he comes over. He's got you all an ale, but he's also brought over a bottle of dwarven brandy, which he places on the table along with some shot glasses.
You
And-
know.
Winks at you all. On the house. Bustles back over to behind the bar.
What does he mean? It's on the table.
Is the lid off the bottle?
No.
So, I rip the cork out with my teeth and
Make
Pour.
me a... No, you're right.
go do it. Do it. I'm down with that.
No,
Go
I
on,
don't
go
want
on.
you losing a
Don't spill the
tooth.
brandy.
It's going to be an athletics check for your teeth.
Actually... Oh,
Some
bugger, I
athletic
don't
team.
have... I just remembered, Phandalin map is not part of this pack, is it? Bugger.
Use
Yeah,
our
you-
imagination.
You will, but that's okay because the Phandalin map that I do have is from the Phandelver module, and Phandalin looks different now, so that map would be out of date.
Yes.
And I don't know about. Yeah,
It's been gentrified now.
it has a little. Well, you've got a big wall. It's grown a bit. It's a lot denser in terms of
Yeah, there's that
buildings
big statue of
population.
Rory in the middle.
Yeah, So you can tell, Rogar, you can tell that Callista is kind of like, she sat there with her tankard in front of her, kind of looking at it. You can tell that there's like a slight vibration to her. You know, Callista is very much about, very dutiful, very much about kind of getting the job done. You can see there's a slight kind of anxiety too. You can tell she's waiting to report.
Callista,
Yes,
do you have
sir.
something to say?
Well, we've been carefully monitoring all travellers coming through Phandalin. I can safely say that none have raised serious suspicions.
Okay. Anything else?
She looks a little embarrassed. Well,
Can you relax now?
she does kind of let out a breath, and just you see the shoulders just slightly. There's a drop in the tension. Well, that's about it, really, my lord.
How's your mother?
She's well. She is as she always is. No, she prospers. Business is good.
And Abigail?
Well, I don't see her much, but she seems healthy. She follows Myrna around mostly, or sometimes that little halfling whenever he's around.
Halfling?
Oh, you know the one. Comes by every now and then. Dresses all fine. Bit funny. He seems safe enough.
Hang on. Is it that fucking goblin?
Is that a spoon?
Is she following spoons around?
Oh, I forgot about Spoons, the little motherfucker.
You do recall when you met with Sister Garielli and Twang, when they kind of gave you this, tasked you with heading south to investigate Leosin's whereabouts. Spoon was part of that meeting. He did initially disguise himself as a halfling. Does anyone remember the name?
Ugh, no.
That's fine. That's fine.
Chester Copperpot.
It wasn't that.
It was something audacious.
I would say, I mean, this was not that long ago for your character, so I'd say you do remember. He used the name Wilzin Pimzu.
I guess I'll say she's following around. Is his name Wilson?
Yes, that sounds about right. Seems harmless enough.
I look at everyone and roll my eyes like, for fuck's sake.
Yes, he was about a couple of days ago, but I think he's left again now. Sorry, that doesn't sound very good, does it? We should be. Do you want me to keep closer tabs on him? Is he a person of?
Don't worry, he's harmless.
That's what we thought. So anyway, Teldor speaks up. We heard you've been quite busy down south. We all heard about Greenest. Fucking dragon.
Well, it was Rory that killed it.
Really?
No, we killed it as a crew together.
Teldor claps you heavily on the shoulder. Nah, Ruri. Don't be so humble. Go on, how'd you do it?
I shot it in the back with a guiding bolt
Shot it in the back.
as it was flying away.
You made a dragon run away from you. Fair
Yes,
play.
well, I'm
It
quite
was a
the
sight to
imposing
behold.
figure.
I can imagine. Well, I can honestly say I hope we don't have to behold such a sight here. Become rather fond of this place.
Foreshadowing.
No.
Immersion.
So, what's next for you all then?
Teldor, what have you heard about the incident in the Mirror of Dead Men?
Oh, what, you mean that old, the Neverwinter Guards shutting down the road?
Yes.
Not a lot, to be honest. Yeah, I think the Guard, they're trying to keep a pretty tight lid on all of it. I think, obviously Lord Neverember, he wants to suppress any, or shall we say, panic, I guess. You know, it's important to him that the road is seen to be safe and controlled. So I think he's trying to nip it in the bud quick, like, no, we haven't heard a lot, to be honest. And what we have heard mostly has come from Wagoneers, you know what they're like. I'd say reading between the lines, probably looking at maybe like a dozen dead. Something went down overnight. Beyond that, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you much. Well, couldn't really tell you anything. That's it.
Guess I'll give a glance to everyone, like, you know, the eye.
So what's next for you lot then?
Well, I'd imagine we're probably going to pay Sister Gary Elliott a visit
All right.
Why would we do that?
because she's our trusted companion, Rory.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
She was very friendly to us when we first came to the town.
Teldor coughs a little bit. Yeah, and you know, she's a bloody harper.
Ex-Nate!
He says it in a quiet enough voice that you don't think it carries to any other table.
I was going to say, I assumed that Taldor knew she was a harper.
You weren't aware that he knew, but he seems to state it in a rather matter-of-fact tone. And Callista, the kind of glance she gives him and the glance at all of you is slightly apologetic.
Yeah, cool.
How's the new town council?
Yeah, pretty well. Got Halia and Quillen playing good guard, bad guard. But no, they keep things running pretty well.
Good. Well, sounds like there's not a lot to report, which is good.
If I'm honest, no, not a lot's happened.
That's making me nervous.
Don't be nervous, boss.
Yeah.
You know,
That's our character. Sorry.
Nothing's happened. We're all fucked.
there's
Well,
a bomb in the town, and if it goes under 20 miles an hour, the whole thing's going to explode.
Yes.
Oh my god. So I'm gonna just like continue to swig the beer that I have missed ever so much for a moment,
Nice.
and then realise that I need to find Chewie
Yeah.
because he's not in the pub, presumably.
You assume that Chewie would be up at the manor.
Maybe we can
So,
go drop off our shit and then come back.
Yeah, might be a good show.
Teldor and Callista gives Teldor a meaningful look, and you hear a little sigh, and he finishes his tankard. Well, my dutiful companion is correct. We ought to get back on duty. It's good to see you back, boss. All of you. You gonna stick around for a little bit, or you darting off again?
Oh, I imagine so, yes. I think we've deserved a break.
I would imagine at this point Gortrek probably makes a bit of a rumbling about needing to fix his gear and wanting to visit the forge.
I would have assumed he would have gone straight there. Fuck that.
As I say, he
Well,
hasn't come to the pub as usual.
not quite, not yet. So yeah,
Like a
Teldor and
determined dwarven toddle to the forge.
Teldor and Callista give their respects and they head off. Back on their rounds. So is everyone heading back to the manor to drop stuff off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get our nice shoes on, you know.
Yeah, leave the mountains behind and all that.
You know, put some spray on. No spray, no lay. You know what they say.
I did not know they say that. Let's go on at the
They
manor
do
map.
say
Why
that.
not?
Yeah,
Since
yeah,
we've,
yeah,
London.
The
Yeah,
man
I
in
think-
Bro, freshen up. Fresh
The
out.
man
Dancing
in
on
the
Skulls
tells
and
me
Links
what's on.
Africa.
Yeah.
first time in about
Bunani.
23 sessions or so. We'll. Oh, good lords!
Yeah, look, it's our house.
It
If you
is your
take this
house.
way, you've got to put a gold in the in the pot for him now.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't, he gives you a right funny look afterwards.
Wash your finger for the minger.
God.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
This
what they
shit went
say.
south, didn't it?
I
That is what they say.
will take your word for it.
I
I'm
am not
out
a
of
chauvinist. It's a quote.
I am out of touch. So, yeah, you return up to the manor. It's getting on to late evening by this point, I'd say. Easy like 9, possibly 10 o'clock. What does everyone want to do? Do they want to just... Obviously, you can turn in if you want till morning. If some of you want to return and drink through the evening. Or if there's more specific, if there's anyone you wanted to visit tonight. Or, yeah, it's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think Grishnak will probably go to Doran's house.
Can Dora come out to play?
Yep. Anyone else? Anything?
What time is it, did you say?
It's between... You probably wager probably between like 9 and 10.
It's probably a bit late to go calling on Abigail. Do it in the morning.
Probably past her
Yeah.
bedtime, yeah.
Mrs. Doran,
I
is
guess
Doran
I'll-
in?
She is like, what, 5 years old?
Yeah.
I guess Rory will go and
No,
sort of
she's
reunite.
7. She was
Put the mouse
5 or
back
something.
with Hugin. Is that his name? Hugin?
Hunin, I think it was, yeah.
Hunin, the other pig.
Yep, so you take your mounts round to the stables that are totally pictured on this map.
Do we have like a little butler for this place?
Sorry, a butler. You
Yeah.
do, actually, yeah.
What?
They never actually came up last time, which is kind of my bad, but things happen very quickly.
If we have a fucking butler.
You do have a butler.
Mate.
Let me just put them up.
Do we pay it?
You have a few staff, actually. You do pay them, but the way I figure it, their pay is kind of automatically deducted out of what Gundren gives you, just to... this is not a fucking wages simulator. So they are paid. It is out of your money, but don't worry, it's kind of calculated.
As long as they're not
for you.
slaved, I'm happy.
So you do. You have a butler, a head of household staff. His name is Oswin. He's an older gentleman, not too elderly. You're probably talking like late 50s, early 60s. He's tall, thin, and very severe looking. He's quite fussy. He's a bit old-fashioned in his views, but he is very professional. Rarely lets his personal feelings show on his employers, especially if company is present. He is a butler. He is that quintessential. You have just a couple of house servants. There's Peter, there's Beatrice, and they kind of... Your manor's not so big, the demands aren't so huge that you have specialist servants for particular things so much. They are more just general housekeeping, in all regards, just keeping the place in good shape. You do have some kitchen staff. You have Maxime. He is the head chef. Kind of latter end of middle-aged, got a large, bushy, curled moustache. He has a large, stocky build and a permanently red face. He's very passionate about his profession and the sanctity of his kitchen. He's not into poncy try-hard dishes. He likes good rustic food that's well-seasoned and cooked to perfection. Basically, you get good, hearty meals with Maxime. He has a couple of assistants. He has a sous chef, Yvonne, who Maxime kind of always just relies on as second in command. And then Godfrey, who's referred to as the chef de pâté, specialises in bread, basically. You've got a baker. There is an apprentice cook, Marjorie. Ruri, you are aware of... Actually, no, you wouldn't be aware of this because you were away for like the 2 years. Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
And Ruri, as you take the mounts round to the stables, you are reminded that Jamie and Quiet Robert don't work for Lynn anymore. She got kind of fed up with their laxness and tomfoolery and let them go. They now actually work for you. They are your stable hands.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
Yes, boys.
Oh no.
So as you come around into the stable, Jamie is appears to be practicing some dance moves. Whilst Quiet Robert is kind of just sat on one of the little fence like partitions between the bays within the stable, and he's got like a little fairly nicely carved wooden pipe in his hand that he is staring at, and just looks. There is an expression of extreme concentration on his face as he stares at this pipe.
I'll watch him for a long moment, and then I'll just go, Jamie.
Jamie kind of stumbles, almost like losing his footing for a second, like kind of catches himself, sees you. Oh, Rory man, hey, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm very well. How are
It's
you?
not quite his voice, is it? Yeah, good man. Fucking nothing happens in this place, but yeah, whatever, I'm cool. Yo, I heard you
I
killed a
didn't know you
dragon,
danced.
man.
Oh yes, yeah, we did. It wasn't on purpose. Don't worry.
Fuck, man, I wish I could have seen that.
No, you don't. No, you don't, my friend.
Yeah,
Trust
man.
me.
Fuck, should have been there with you, man. It's like 1-2, fucking stab that dragon right in his ass.
Oh, you. I didn't know you were a warrior, Jamie.
Well, you know, like, not really, but like, I totally would be if that dragon showed up here. It's like, fuck, man. Me and Quiet Robert, we fucked that thing up.
Yes. Anyway, since you're here, I completely forgot that you were in the stables. First of all, I'd need a hand putting the mounts to rest, but also, could I buy something from you?
Yeah, of course, man, whatever. You want some more of those mushrooms?
No, I need something for Gottrik's pipe.
Oh, sick, man, yeah, we've been growing something special out the back. Don't tell.
Wait, you've been growing it on my land?
Yeah, man. Shh, don't tell
Fantastic.
Oswin.
I won't. No, trust me, I will not.
Hey, when you say put the mounts to rest, do you mean like, and he does
I
that
mean,
kind of...
put them in their stables, Jamie.
Right.
They have had a very hard time, they have been injured, and they deserve peaceful rest while also being alive.
Okay.
Is that
Okay,
clear
no,
enough for you?
definitely alive.
Yes.
Yeah, cool, man, that's fine.
And I'm going to have to insist that if you're on the job, you have a limit of 1 pipe per hour. Is that okay?
Yeah, man, it's cool with me. You just gotta tell this dozy motherfucker. And he slaps Quiet Robert on the side. And, like, Quiet Robert just kind of suddenly kind of starts and glares at Jamie before going back to concentrating on this pipe in his hand.
How old are you now, boys? I'm sorry, I'm losing track of time.
They are early 20s.
Early 20s. Right, so definitely still in that neurologically developing stage.
Yeah.
Okay, no comment.
Don't mind this motherfucker. No, some storyteller in the end, like the other week, was telling a story about a sorcerer. And now this dumb fuck thinks he's got some, like, latent magic abilities, man. He's been trying to make that thing levitate ever since.
Really?
Yeah, man, it's fucked up.
Well, I mean, there's only one way to find out, I suppose. Keep trying, Robert. I believe in you.
Robert kind of looks up and gives you a slight little, like, very, very serious, like, sincere expression, gives you a nod and just goes back to staring at this thing.
And Jamie, if you need help, well, I didn't know you were a dancer, first of all.
Oh, yeah, man, how else you gonna impress the ladies?
Oh, I don't know, actually. It just seems to sort of happen for me.
Yeah, well, that's alright, you know, some pretty motherfucker like you. Man, if I cared about dudes, I'd fuck you.
No, that's a very big compliment in my culture, so thank you very much, Jamie. That means a lot.
By the way, out of character for a moment, if anything he ever says go too far, just let me know.
It's so good.
But anyway, yeah, man, you gotta have something to impress people.
Exactly, yeah. No, definitely. And if you ever need any help, if you need to improve your skills, I'd be very happy to help you out.
Oh, that's cool of you to offer. I mean, I'm pretty flash, as you can see, but, you know, maybe.
Is he Flash?
He's not very flash.
Okay, so why don't we put the mounts away?
Yeah, man, fucking Robert, man, stop spacing out and do your job. And Quiet Robert kind of glares at him and puts the pipe in his pocket and get up, and they help you bring the mounts in and you know, load up their feed troughs with hay and all. Did you want to do transaction with them now?
Oh, hell yeah.
So as part of the process is they're like loading hay into the troughs, and Robert starts kind of brushing them down, brings them in, and Jamie goes over to another one of the troughs and kind of pushes some of the hay aside, and then lifts up the bottom of the trough. There's like a little secret compartment, and inside is just like kind of parchment bags. And as soon as he opens it, just the smell that comes out just hits you like a brick wall. Yo, here you go, man. Like how many bags do you want? So each bag is fairly... He's got... There looks to be at least 24 bags in there. Each one is fairly sizable. They've been busy.
Okay. I'll take 3 bags.
3 bags, man. Yo, you are baller. So he starts pulling bags. He pulls 3 bags out, hands them to you.
I don't know how much it is, but whatever it is, I'll just casually put it in a hand and shake his hand, even though no one's there.
What should we say? Let's call it 30 gold.
Cool.
10 gold a bag.
Works for me.
Okay. So is there anything else you want to do with these 2, or can I stop
was
doing that
fucking
voice because
wild.
it's wrecking my throat?
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Jamie and Quiet Robert, guys. Every campaign needs 2 characters that just completely break the immersion.
Yeah, I want to adopt them.
I mean, technically you have. They work for you.
Well, yeah, there is
They
that.
live in your house. So is there anything else anyone wants to do? Like anything specific anyone wants to do this evening? Grishnak, you said you were going to go find Doran?
Yeah, I'll probably take a barrel from the cellar before I go.
That's easy enough for you to do, yeah. Just throw it over one shoulder. So, Rogar, Cal, was there anything specific you're doing this evening, or are you just heading back to the tavern to drink, or are you turning in?
I was going to find Chewie.
Of course, yeah. Chewie actually does come bounding up to you, comes bounding down the stairs and bounding up to you as you enter. And kind of starts, just runs at you, jumps up, licking face, quite excited to see you, just keeps jumping up at you. Which, given your height and Chewie's size, is actually... It's a good thing you've got a solid centre of gravity, otherwise it would knock you over.
I was waiting for the athletics check. You're prone. Chewie's now humping you.
If you want to make one, go ahead.
No.
No, I'd say you're okay.
Oh, Chewie, give him a little ruffle. Oh, I've missed you.
In fact, as you do so, Oswin does appear and kind of gives you a very severe, business-like bow. Sirs? I am...
Good evening, Oswin.
Good evening to you. I am sorry to say I am unable to stop this beast from sleeping on the furniture.
Who wants you to do that?
Well, I assume that it is not seemly for... kind of just see through expressions. Very good, sir. Is there anything that I can do for you? I shall alert the servants to your arrival. Do you need baths run, food prepared?
No, I'm gonna go back out to the tavern shortly.
Very good, sir.
You could have him maybe cook up a leg of mutton for Chewie, though.
Of course, my lord. Turns to you, Rogar. And would my lord require anything?
No. Thank you. I would just be retiring for the evening.
Very well. I will be on call all night. You know where to find me.
I'm going to give Rogar the side eye at that retiring comment.
I'll roll my eyes and be like, fine. Let me just get changed at least.
Okay. So, are you guys just heading back to the Stonehill?
Well, while he's getting changed, I'm going to go and see Jamie and Silent Robert and acquire some shrooms.
We'll just say that happens. The shrooms are cheap. 3 gold for a batch, because they just go and pick them in the forest.
I'll give them 5 for good service.
Oh, you don't want to encourage them, man.
No, I do. I really do.
Okay. Right. So yeah, if you just guys are just heading down to Stonehill. So Grishnak, you're heading to Doran's house.
Yeah.
So actually, as you head down there, just as you get in sight of it, you actually see Doran round in the corner heading towards the house himself, and he's got some pelts slung over one shoulder.
Oi!
He kind of looks up with a start. It kind of not in a oh you scared me kind of way, but like in a almost like he's almost ready to fight kind of like there's an immediate like his hand goes to his waist and he looks and sees you. Oh, it's you. I was wondering when you would show up again.
Well, it hasn't been that long, has it?
No, but we hear tales. I'll be honest, some weren't sure if you were coming back at all. Like, after Grey Nest. Well, we didn't hear anything when you didn't turn up for a few days. You know how it is. I'm glad to see you back safe and sound.
What can I say? We were doing a little undercover work, as it were.
You, undercover? I've seen how that one goes, mate.
It went fairly fucking badly, if I'm honest.
Why am I not surprised? Look,
I probably can't go back to Baldur's Gate for a while, let's just put it that way.
well, why don't you come in and tell me all about it? And he opens the door and heads in, checking down pelts. Now, you do know that this house he actually shares with the other three, should we call them Red Brand Remnants? And as he comes in, Janshai, nowhere to be seen. You assume he's probably on duty, as he does serve with the Talons. But Gorman is snoring away. Snoring away on a small cot in the corner. And as Doran drops the pelts over, just drops them off on a little rack that he's got near the fire, just for drying out, goes over and gives Gorman's cot like a little gentle kick. Oi, Gorman, wake up, got company. Come and get a drink down here. I assume that's what you got there. He turns to you, Krishnak, indicating the barrel over your shoulder.
Well, I wouldn't be much of a friend if I didn't bring a barrel of fucking beer, would I?
No, you fucking wouldn't. Go on then. And he goes over and opens a little wooden cabinet, quite a nice wooden cabinet. The doors on it seem to have rather elaborate carving. And he just gets out 3 little pewter mugs, sets down on table. Go on then. Better tell us all about Baldur's Gate.
So I just
Tell
take
us
my
why
axe,
you can't go back.
take my axe off the off my back and just sort of tap the keg with it.
Very, very gently.
Very gently.
Okay.
I can't believe Phandalin's been burnt to the ground.
I know.
Doesn't
everyone
surprise me.
dead.
So quickly.
It doesn't surprise me.
Evening.
Doesn't surprise me. Evening.
I'll,
Sorry,
It's all right, guys. It's all right.
I'll just regale them with the whole what happened in the tavern. I won't go through it in detail.
No, that's fine. So basically, just spending the evening catching up with Doran and Gorman.
I'll tell him about everything, like the dragon and all that sort of stuff. And might as well tell him about the eggs because there's no chance they're going to be able to do anything about it anyway. So
No,
yeah,
that's fair.
I'll literally just tell him everything. I'll even tell him about how I went on a boat for the first time yesterday.
Okay. I'm on a boat. So, Gortrek, so yeah, basically everyone's returned to Phandalin. There was a little bathhouse session right at the start. But yeah, on the way back to Phandalin, you did encounter a merchant who told you about some kind of something's happened at one of the roadworks depots in the Mirror of Dead Men. Some people are dead. The Neverwinter Guards have shut it down. They're not letting anyone through the Mirror of Dead Men at the moment, which everyone's curious about, but ultimately decided to return to Phandalin. So far, you've really just debriefed at the Stonehill with Teldor and Callista. So it's still the first night. Was there anything particularly you wanted to do on your first night back to Phandalin? Or you just did you just want to turn in or head to... I think actually Cal and Rogar have headed to the inn.
I'd probably say Wave Echo Cave.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Ruri literally was like, wouldn't he have just headed to Wavaka Cave? So yeah, kind of. So yeah, let's say after the drink in the Stonehill, before everyone went back up to the manor, you would have headed off to Wavaka Cave because you have got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all good. That's cool.
Gotrek, I'm bringing you dinner tomorrow. You better eat it.
What is it?
I don't know yet. I haven't cooked it.
Oh,
Let me rephrase that. Maxime
want-
hasn't cooked it yet.
I want potatoes.
Okay.
What's taters, precious?
I can't do that voice. So yeah, I'd say it's getting close to, because it's a couple more hours ride out of, and in fact no, because you're travelling on your own and you have got the goat. So I'd say, yeah, it takes you about an hour or so to get to Avako Cave. Where you are greeted by the gate guard. Who would be on the doors? There's a couple of guards who you don't you recognise, but you don't know them well.
Okay. Not new
but-
faces.
Not new phases, no. These are some of the guards that were hired by Gundren during your time there. Let me see. That would be in locations. Yeah, here we go. I would say, but you do recognise your friend Bayon Asgrund is also on the main doors, and he kind of gives you a smile and a nod as you head up. Hey, Godrek. Been a while.
Bayon! And I will dismount. Like soddenly, still like. Am I still suffering from that?
Yeah. I think
Hang
so.
on. So
Stuff?
let me check quickly because it was on the 27th that happened. We're currently now on the 27th rest. So it's -4.
It was 2 nights, wasn't it?
You've got a -1 at the moment, I think.
Oh, okay.
So hang on. 27th, 28th, 28th, 29th, 29th, 30th. Currently on the 30th. Yeah. So yeah, you're on a -1.
Oh, okay.
One more
I'm
night's
just
rest. Tonight, the next, tomorrow morning, it'll be gone.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna pat my side of where the creature crushed me. But I've been through a bit of the old tribulations.
Oh, aye. Where's your armour?
Broke it.
You broke dwarven plates. You
Aye,
clumsy
a
gits.
task. Aye, a task on it, half in it.
Aye.
Anyway. I got a
Aye.
list, and I got work to do.
Aye, we had you kill the dragon. Sorry, that should be a dragon.
Aye, I think so.
You bring some fine parts to work with.
Aye. Well, did our parts arrive from Greenest?
Oh shit! Yeah, because you had them sent, didn't you?
Mhm.
God, hang on. Let me check quickly.
I remember.
So I've still got. Let me tell you everything I've got. I've got 14 fangs, 120 scales, and 20 claws.
What happened to the blood?
Fucking drank it.
Oh God, no!
Yeah, you
Well,
can.
if
Bloody
Ruri's
Marys.
not got the blood on him, then I'm going to assume that it was sent with the rest of the stuff. So let's hang on. The battle was on the 12th. That means the stuff would have been sent off. He sent it. No, it hasn't actually arrived yet.
What?
It's got to travel all the way up here.
Cheap bastard didn't pay for express postage.
I know.
Well, let's
thought we
see.
paid
Oh wait,
him
no,
for
wait, hang on. 16 days.
We teleported, didn't it?
You did jump around a bit, and I know it feels like it's been a long time, but it's not actually been all that long. Sorry, bear with me real quick. Crap, because it's a long way, mate. It's a long way. So if they
That's alright.
went,
If not,
Greenest's down here. This is going to be easier. Right, it's going to be on the recording. It's going to be a lot easier to do this on my big monitor than on my laptop.
sorry guys.
It's all right. No. It's important to know this. We're just going to kind of crap sticks. Going to sort of approximate this. They would be able to come up. Sod it, I'm doing this really badly. Bear with me.
I feel like this is the equivalent of when I went ore shopping.
Yeah, it really is. You're a bastard. Go up this way. There's not a road marked on here, but there really bloody would be. So say it's gone that route. Yeah, no, guys, it's not here yet. I can safely say not yet. It's got a long way to come.
Shit. It's all right. Oh, crap. And I'll have to go back and get the stuff off of Rory.
Well, I will say, of all the stuff you gave me that you want to work on, you're not going to need any of it for this. But you
Even
do
better.
also have sending, and if you wanted to, I'd say it'd be easy enough for you to send to Rory and just be like, oh, can you, if you're bringing food, bring along those parts, sort of thing.
Okay, I will do that. Hey, Rory, can you bring the dragon stuff, please, as well as food, when you wish to deliver dinner for me? Thank you. can reply
Yes,
to
that's
this.
fine. Yes, of course I will. Are you going to be in the mines every day, or go on, use another spell?
I will. Just, I think I will. Depends on how long we're staying for.
Okay, I'll bring you dinner every day that you're working in the mines.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I'm worried you won't eat.
Fuck's sake. I'll send another sending. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, yeah, Godric, you've headed to the forge. I'd say it's a little late in the day to be starting on anything. Well, I was about to say it's you, so you could probably wouldn't give a shit. But I'd say you would know enough to know that you are still feeling some of the effects of your resurrection.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go
and you want to
straight
be at
into
your
bed.
best, so
Yeah.
you'd want to rest up before starting anything. Grishnak, you're drinking the night away really with Doran and Gorman, regaling them with tales of your adventures. Ruri, after you had sorted out the mounts and acquired your drugs, did you head down? What were you up to?
No, I'll probably introduce myself to the staff that I didn't meet, and then I'll probably just chill out with Jamie and Quiet Robert, have a smoke.
Fair enough. So yeah, after meeting all the stuff, Maxime is, even though it's a country that doesn't exist in this world, very French.
Nice.
You do get a little bit of a sense as well from going around talking to staff. I would say you've got the insight for this, and you're kind of, this is your area of I wouldn't say area of expertise, but kind of wheelhouse. You do get the sense there is definitely something going on between Marjorie and Beatrice.
Ah.
Yeah, little something possibly going on there. But yeah, after meeting everybody, I mean, yeah, no, because you wouldn't have really had a chance to meet him before, would you? I keep forgetting that you were away for those full 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, after meeting everyone, everyone's quite friendly, quite polite, but you do get the sense of you're their employer. And while none of them are quite as stuck up and snobbish as Oswin, you know, they are professionals. So there's very much this kind of, keeping up appearances kind of thing.
Yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full, sir.
To a degree, yeah. Anyway, yeah, head around, find Jamie and Quiet Robert once again in the stables, and spend the night talking crap with Jamie and getting high. I'd say, yeah, you could teach him some dance moves if you wanted.
Yeah, teach me your dance moves. I'll try and help Robert, get a cantrip or something. I know it won't happen straight away, but I will gladly devote some downtime to trying to help Robert get a cantrip.
Jamie's a slow learner, but you think with a bit of time there could be some progress. Robert is, yeah, this could be a chore. Rogar, Cal, anything particular, or are you just chilling in the inn?
Drinking. Yeah, chilling, drinking.
Okay. So yeah, the next day dawns. We'll move things along because we have got some crafting bits that some people want to do and various other downtime bits. So I think it was a week that was decided that people more or less wanted. So
Yeah,
more or
it's
less a
10
week
days,
that
isn't it?
people wanted.
10 days.
10 days a week, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, to be fair, yeah, Gotrek, for the stuff you want to make, you're going to need that week. I think most of it. So, all right. In fact, yeah, Ruri, we'll start with you because what you want is fairly straightforward.
Cool.
So yeah, you want to make
I've
some
got a
spell
lovely little
scrolls.
desk. Yeah, I've got a desk in my room.
You do. You do need to go and acquire some supplies for this. So obviously, as we decided, your proficiency in calligrapher's tool. This is. I'm playing with the rules for scribe and spell scrolls because I think a couple of aspects of it are sort of bullshit. So we're hand waving the requirement for the Arcana proficiency because that's really limiting. Your proficiency in calligrapher's tools is going to reduce both the time and the money it costs to make a scroll. Basically, it's halved, except for second level spells, which are going to go from taking 3 days to just taking 2 days. So yeah, you are going to need to go and get some materials. Spell scrolls require very fine quality paper, and they actually require magical ink. You know, the ink itself has to have kind of latent magic in it, as it were. So yeah, take yourself down to Linen's. You figure that's probably the best place to acquire these things. She does greet you with her usual kind of... You can never tell if Linen's pissed off or not. It's impossible. As you walk in, she's there kind of... Really? Good to see you.
Oh, Lynette, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
Can't complain. Lion Shield goes from strength to strength in Phandalin, so...
I can imagine, yes, being one of the sole traders in a up-and-coming town like this. You must be very busy.
Well, yes, we're working out a deal with Barthen to set up a proper trading post here. But other than that, anything I can get you?
Yes, actually, I'm not sure if you'll have what I'm looking for, but I'm looking to make some spell scrolls, and I need some fine paper and some ink that's been imbued with magic.
You want one of the top quality vellum, and yes, I think we've got some of that ink. Raises an eyebrow. It's gonna cost you.
I have the money.
And her expression does break into the closest thing to a smile you've actually ever seen. It's barely a smirk. She kind of relaxes a little bit. Don't worry about it. All my wealth, or my increased wealth here is thanks to you and yours, so... The paper's on the house. The ink is not common. I'm going to have to charge you for that.
That's completely fine. I appreciate the custom.
Okay, so yeah, you run it by how much you're going to need. And that's going to come to 188 gold pieces for the ink. And
I'll give her 18 platinum.
18 platinum, yep. That's cool. And yeah, so you get the goods you need. So this is going to take you the next 6 days, and it is pretty solid work.
That's all good.
Like
Do I have enough time each day to take Godric dinner?
Yeah, I'd say you got time for that, but it is taking up like a good 8 hours of your day working on these scrolls for the next 6 days. So yeah, you can give yourself. There's no checks to be made.
Amazing.
Or should there be? Yeah, actually, no, go ahead. Do me calligraphy tools with wisdom, because that's your spellcasting ability. The DC isn't high. It's really just to make sure you don't foul it. If you do foul it, it's just going to take you an extra day. Yeah, I'd say that's good. You get them done, no problem. Yeah, so give yourself an invisibility scroll, a lesser restoration scroll, and a locate object scroll.
Amazing. Was it not 2 of each?
Did you want to do 2 of each?
That's what you said for 2 of...
Oh, no.
I'm misreading. Don't worry.
You can do more, but that will obviously take you more time.
No, I'm a busy man. I got stuff to do.
You've got 4 days left, so you could do 2 more second levels. But yeah, if you've got the stuff you want to do...
No, this is all good. This is perfect.
Cool. Okay, so we'll move on to do some of the other crafting bits that people wanted to do. And then we'll get on to any RP stuff. So, Cal.
Hello.
You wanted to make some potions.
I did.
So, likewise, you do need to get some materials, herbs, some kind of magical catalyst that you can use to imbue the healing magic into them. As with Ruri, go along to Linen, and basically, so you guys understand what the deal is here, if you ever want to do crafting in Phandalin, unless any of the materials you require are particularly rare, such as the magic ink, particularly costly or hard to come by, you can get the materials for free. So that's the advantage of doing crafting in Phandalin. And the same goes for you, Gotrek, if you're crafting in Wave Echo Cave. Unless you need a specific like rare component for a craft, you can get like all the basic shit you need. You know, the steel, the iron, whatever you're making. You just get it.
Okay.
You know, you guys, people here kind of owe you. Let's call it a perk of management.
Sweet.
So, Cal, we are going to do some homebrew potion crafting, literally. So to start with, each brewing process takes 2 days. You have to start brewing up the batch. It needs like a 24-hour period to kind of proof, as it were, and then you need to finish the distillation, finish the bottling, and imbuing process. So you can make a batch of potions per 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
How many days do you want to spend making potions? So you could, if you wanted, you could use all 10 days to make 5 batches. That would allow you some time to do some like RP bits, because obviously when it's like the 24-hour period where it's kind of proofing, you can kind of leave it to its own devices and come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you only wanted to spend, 4 days, 6 days, that's fine. It's however many days you want. How many batches do you want to make?
How many potions do I get out of a batch?
Depends how well you roll. So I'll explain to you how it's going to work. So basically, you're going to do a medicine check, and that's going to determine the potency of the brew, whether you make up regular healing potions, great healing potions, superior, or even possibly supreme. That is a thing. You'll then do an alchemy tools check. That's going to determine the bonus that you'll add to the roll to see how many you get. Basically, your yield check. And then, you'll do a yield check, which is, depending on the type of potion it is, for a regular it's 2d4. For greater it's 1d6, superior is 1d4, and if it's supreme you get 1, but you do have a chance to get a bonus 1 with supreme.
Yeah.
You will get multiple potions out of each brew as long as you don't roll too low. But it's up to you. I mean, we can do 1 day and you can see how many you get, and if you want to get more, then you can go again.
Well, no, we'll go for 5 days. 10 days, sorry. 5
So
months.
you want to do, spend the whole time brewing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so we're going to do 5 lots of these checks. So for the first 2 days, do me a medicine check. Ooh, okay. So, you're quite happy as you take time mixing this up, following along remembering what you've learned, what you've been studying. And so this batch is greater healing potion. Now, I'll tell you now, I have got a rule in here for if you wanted to, you could dilute. So, for example, if you've made up a batch of greater, if you instead wanted to dilute it down to being regular and then get more out of it, what you would then do is roll up to see how many regulars you get, and then you would double it. Or you can make them as greater potions. I mean, I put the diluting rules in there just to give you the option. To be honest, and as I was putting these rules together, I thought if you had the chance to have stronger healing potions, why wouldn't you? But it's up to you. So do you want to go with greater?
Yeah, we'll go with greater on this one.
So do me an alchemy tools check. So that's alchemy tools with wisdom.
With wisdom, yeah?
Yep.
Let me... Wisdom.
Ooh. Okay, so that's a +4 bonus. So now roll me 1d6. 1d6 plus 4, basically. Okay, so 8 greater healing potions.
Whoa.
Which is pretty good. I might have to tone these down a little bit, but I figure you're
Yeah.
not going to get the opportunity to do this all that often, and you motherfuckers go through potions like water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So,
And I have got some other potions I want to ask about, so I'll do the second day, I'll do healing potions again.
okay. All right, so, do me another medicine check. So this is technically days 3 and 4.
Ooh.
So you don't have advantage on this. So this batch actually spoils, I'm afraid.
No.
Why is it rolling with advantage?
Yeah, why is it rolling advantage? It's fine, but you got a nat 1 on that, I'm
I've changed
afraid.
it back to normal there. There we go. Yeah.
That's a spoiled batch.
Okay, so maybe we're going to do 3 days of,
Okay, so
Things.
days 5 and 6. Yeah, do me another medicine check.
because I think we need more than.
20. This
Nice.
batch is superior.
Yes!
Yes.
So do me your alchemy with wisdom.
Bum, bum, bum.
Again. All right, so now roll me 1d4 plus 4. 3, so 7
Nice!
superior healing
That
potions.
is great.
Bruh!
Yeah, this
that
I
is-
might have made this a little powerful, but
That
Okay.
is some
shut
top
up.
quality healing right there.
So yeah, so I'll take that batch of 15 potions. That's great.
so yeah,
Make sure you
8
make it
greater,
so it's- yeah.
7
Yeah.
superior.
7 superior.
And remember,
So
greater
greater
are
is
worth
20, what is
20,
superior?
superior is worth 40.
Ooh, yeah, boy.
If you
So
ever
that's-
manage to brew supreme, that's worth 60.
That's more than I have.
I mean, that's technically 80 for me, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good, man.
That's cool, man. Can I have some of those?
Well, I
will
figured you
totally.
guys go through potions so quickly, and the raw rules for it are just ridiculous. How long and how much it costs to do one potion. It's almost not worth it.
I need to make you some labels, Cal, as well.
Yeah, I want some fancy ass labels.
So I'll admit, I really didn't consider brewing anything beyond healing potions. What else did you want to try and make? We'll kind
Well,
of
Oh, did you not tell him?
improvise.
To be
this.
fair, I didn't really have time because I left it too late to ask you guys really, and then didn't consider the ramifications. So I'm not going to be I'm not going to be a dick about them. If it's a straight up no, it's a straight up no, and then we'll do it next time. So I have requests from only one person in particular. So I got potion of speed.
Okay. So potion of speed. What would you be looking to get out of that? Because the first thing to come to mind, you could either have something that would work kind of similar to the boots of speed effect to increase your movement.
No, it gives you the same effect as the haste spell.
You're looking for a potion of haste. Okay.
Yeah, I'm literally on the D&D potions list. I'm looking at, so just so I can.
Oh, so
read out
potion of
what they
haste
are.
is a thing.
So yeah, potion of speed is a thing. It's very rare.
Very rare. All right then. Okay. So this, strictly speaking, isn't medicine. So I'm going to need an Arcana check,
Ah, shit.
which I know you're not very good at.
I'm not very good at all.
Okay, so I'll say now, there wasn't a success. So the batch does spoil. However, I'd say that's decent enough that you get an understanding of what you did wrong. So in future, if you want to try this one again, the DC wouldn't be as high.
Okie dokie. Then
So that's
we
4 of the 5 brewing days.
Yep, it's 4 of the 5, and the last day, potion of giant strength.
Ooh. What's the rarity on that one?
Well, I'm
Hang on, I can bring up.
going to go for the middle of the road one, and I'm going to go for the fire giant, which is a rare, not very rare.
Okay. Okay, cool. So,
And it fits
again,
you as well, doesn't it?
it's going to need to be an Arcana check.
It's not actually for me though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fucked
Oh,
it.
No, I'm afraid not. And with this one as well, you have no idea what
Fuck
went
you,
wrong.
Arcana.
Why did you waste a nat
20,
20, man?
I'm not going to use it this week. I might. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's fine. All right, I'll have a think about how it's going to work with other potions as well and make sure this similar principle applies to it.
That's cool. I'm happy with the healing potions. To be fair, the
I
other
mean,
bits are bonuses.
Yeah, you guys don't need to buy healing potions for a while.
I
Don't
mean,
drink
to
them all
be
at
fair-
once.
To be fair, looking at the description for the fire giant strength, you need a fire giant's toenail in the brew anyway.
Well, that might be what went wrong. So yeah,
Yeah.
I would say for any type of potion beyond a healing potion, you're probably going to be looking at, even if you're
next
doing it in
time I'll speak
Phandalin,
to
there's probably going to
and-
be an expensive component required.
purchase the things. Yeah.
Oh,
No
sorry,
worries.
it's fingernail, a sliver of fingernail.
Oh, well,
from the
that's
fire
different.
giant.
Yeah, that's different.
That's easy to get. Or, you could just go and find a fire giant and, cut his hand off.
I mean, I could fuck a fire
Oh,
giant.
You
Some time,
you could
right.
definitely fuck a fire giant up.
Or someone can just cast haste on me.
Or that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
All
but
right. Well,
you don't get Yeah, you can have your haste, but your fire giant is the strength one.
You have come
Yeah,
out with some pretty potent, pretty plentiful amount of good potions there.
Do I need
Who's
to
got
do
the
a
bag
check
of
for
holding
these
at the minute?
labels, or I
Ruri
do.
has the bag holding.
I always have it.
Okay.
What's the top level one of the giant strength potions?
Cloud?
Storm giant.
No, Storm.
Yeah, 29 strength.
What? I need that. That'd suit me.
That would be
It's annoying because
insane.
you may as well. Why make it 29? Why not just make it 30?
I know, right?
Because that'd be too
That's
open.
OP.
I mean,
I mean, you're basically stronger than most demon lords at that point.
Only for a minute, an hour? What is it?
Well,
1 hour.
That'd be like a
So-
plus 10 to your strength modifier as well.
Jeez.
Plus potion of haste.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
OP.
so that's
Wow.
your crafting done, Cal.
Thank you
Gotrek,
very much.
let's come to you now. Right. So there's a few things here.
Well, oh,
They're
Sorry,
not too
is my mic working?
complicated.
hello?
Yeah, I can hear.
Hello.
Okay, cool. There is something I wanted to do because I was just going over my notes. Can I copy into my spellbook the scroll of Misty Step?
Okay, yeah, you can do that. So that's going to take you. Oh god, where are the rules for scribing spells quickly?
Yeah, I don't know because I've never done this before.
It's an hour per level. That might be a lie.
Let me check real quick. And
I
I
think
know
I need
because
to
you're
use
wall
one.
magic, so you don't get any bonuses based on the class.
Nope.
That's fine. Let me just bring up the wizard thing quickly. I should have prepared this.
Each level, 2 hours and 50 GP.
Okay, what level is the Misty Step? It's
Level
third?
2.
Level 2. Okay, yep. Beg your pardon. So that will cost you... Actually, no. Same rules are going to apply as did the others. That's going to cost you... We'll call it just 50 gold, because you just have to buy the ink, not the paper. Actually, no, because...
You'd already have the paper.
Yeah,
Got
you
the
would, 'cause it's
paper
the
anyway.
book. It's still going to be 50 gold, though, because you do still need to buy the ink.
Okay.
So it's... Yeah, you're still getting it a bit cheaper because you're in Phandalin, but it is still going to cost you.
What's 50 take away 73? I'm having a brain fart.
What?
73
Minus
take away
23.
50.
Yes, sorry, 23. Yeah, 23.
Yeah. So...
Do you only have 73 gold?
No, it was easier than doing 100.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
So yeah, that's only going to take you a couple of hours. So I'd say that would be part of the same day that it would take you to make the helm.
Excellent. Then I will
And-
inscribe the runes.
Okay, so do me...
Name the skill.
Well, it's going to be blacksmiths. This one's not too complicated. This isn't going to be a multi-stage one like your armor was, because this one it's kind of simpler. So let's just do... Yeah, just do a constitution.
Okay, can I also get my apprentice to assist me?
Yeah, you can. So
Help
you can
action.
have advantage on that.
That's so cool.
And can I do guidance on myself? Or not?
We can. I think we talked about this before. When Gortrik's smithing, he is probably always praying. Muttering prayer to Moradin. Okay, yeah. So do me blacksmith. Actually, no, because this is for enchanting. Blacksmith with intelligence.
Ah, damn it. All right,
Well, hang on. That's do another roll.
intelligence.
Okay,
There
yeah.
we go.
Just hit the threshold needed for that one.
Nice.
So
wait,
that
I've got
is-
guidance as well. See if I can get higher. Whee!
19. Yeah, 15 was the DC for the Helm of Misty Step. Okay, we will then go for the javelin. Javelin of
This is like
returning.
Christmas for all of us.
That is simple enough to do. Another same again. Smith's tools, intelligence. You can have advantage. You can give yourself guidance.
Come on.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yep. It's good that you did it. So brilliant. So as we're going to look, Ruri, might as well add these onto your sheets now. So you've got helm, doesn't give you an extra armor, and Gotrek's up to you what this thing looks like, how it appears. But basically, as a bonus action, once per day, you can Misty Step with it.
Nice.
I did send you the art book for it, didn't I?
You might have.
Oh no, I sent it to Rory.
Ah,
asked
right.
Oh, it's probably a while ago. Yeah. I'm sure you
I
did.
can
The
resend it.
javelin of returning is we're using the artificer infusion as a baseline for this one. So it's a +1 javelin, and let me just check if it's a bonus action or anything to get it to return, or if it just happens.
Ignore
Artificer
that.
infusions,
I think it's a bonus action thing.
returning weapon. No, this it grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and returns to the wield's hand immediately after is used to make a ranged attack. It just happens. So yeah, Grishnak, you could throw that javelin twice, and still have your bonus action.
So what I wanted it to do as well is to like basically claw, like stab into someone, and then I can like pull them towards me with it using like a strength check.
Ooh,
I think that would be a bit. I'd need to modify that. I'd probably need to do a few more checks on that.
I would say. Well, the DC on that one was a 15, and you got 22. So how about we say that as a bonus action, you can try and put it back with enough force. All right, yeah. So as a bonus action, you can force your target to make a strength save.
Yeah.
The DC is going to be 8 plus your proficiency plus your strength modifier. Basically, it's 8 plus your athletics score. And on a failed save, I'm gonna
Do you want to work on
say
this off camera?
for now I'm gonna say it moves them 5 feet, which I know isn't a lot, but I think it's reasonable, and I'll have a think about it, and it might get tweaked at some point if we feel that's a bit underpowered. But
Yeah,
5 feet
sure.
can make all the difference. Look at that one. That someone's only throw things at me as a surprise.
So Rogar and Grishnak need to find something they can craft, then we're all crafters.
the crafting 5.
Okay, so the 2 sets of +1 armor.
Yes.
Now those are very easy to do.
I would ask if the days that I make them to get the Rogar and Cal to come up so I can custom fit them.
I'd say Cal has got time to do that. Yeah, if you guys want to come and do that, he'll fit you for the armor. So yeah, intelligence, Smith Tools intelligence for those. DC is not as high for this because it's pretty straightforward stuff.
Intelligence.
Okay, yep. 23 for the first one. And for the second set,
Nice.
23 again, yeah. So Cal and Rogar, you now I'm guessing that you're just, is it the same type of armor? So obviously plate for Rogar, and was it splint that you have, Cal, or is it scale?
Scale.
Scale. So let me check real quick the armor page. So yeah, Rogar, you now have plate +1.
Ooh,
So
thank
your
you.
AC is up 1.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Can I
it's.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry,
You
carry on.
could upgrade if you wanted to. You could give Cal. You could give him a breastplate, and it would remove the
like me.
disadvantage that he has on stealth checks. You could make it half plate, which would give an extra. Half plate has a base AC of 15, but you would still have disadvantage.
It's up to Cal.
I mean,
isn't
you could keep scale mail if you want, but it's kind of an opportunity to upgrade here. You might as well.
We can be breast friends.
Would you want more AC or lose the stealth disadvantage?
AC would be cool. Because I've only got 17.
Yeah, and half plate is pretty
Also,
badass.
are we actually going to stealth that much, really? That's on my
I
list
got
in
so
bed.
good.
Dudes, that's on my list as well. Like,
What potions of stealth?
there's a potion of invisibility.
Yeah,
Well,
I've got a scroll of
Your man
invisibility,
could do
mate, I've
scrolls
just
of
made
them,
one.
but yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, fuck
Okay,
it.
so
Let's
you want
go.
half plate.
Let's go half plate. Half
So
plate.
yeah, you've got half plate +1.
Bruh,
Oh my god.
Nice.
So that is 4 of your 10 days.
was
Now
gonna
you
say-
do need to repair your armor.
Yeah, there is something else that I wanted to make.
Oh, you bastard!
I did. It was part of the list, wasn't it? The shields.
I don't think you can have enough time for the shields. I'll tell you for why. So your armor's going to take a couple of days repair. I'm not going to ask you to roll for it because technically you've already done that. You are just repairing something that's already made, but it is going to take you a couple of days because this is fine work.
Yes, true.
You can't just bosh this together. So
I'll tell you what is fine work, giving me a 19 AC.
There you go. So yeah, you're now on 6 days once you repaired your armor. So that's all back up to ship shape. You wanted to make the fog sphere, basically. It is going to work identical to an ever-smoking bottle. It's just you're making it more like a kind of puzzle sphere type thing, I'm assuming. Or like some kind of arcane pokeball that lets out smoke.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like two halves that just like crack open and start spewing smoke.
Okay, yeah. Kind of like they kind of rotate and then like pop apart, but they're still like connected, but then just smoke gushes out from it. So this is a bit new and it's going to take a bit of work. This is kind of like a prototype. A prototype will be required. So do me an Arcana check. You can guidance. Yeah, you can guidance yourself on this, but you can't have advantage because your assistant cannot help you with this. Okay, any guidance? Okay. Yeah, no, this isn't a super powerful item, so I think 15 is a fair DC for that. Don't you love it when your DM makes up the DC after you've rolled? I was kind of toying between 15 and 20, but I think 20 is too high for this. All right, so yeah, the prototype goes fairly well, but it does take you a day to make. So now get to work on the actual sphere itself. So we'll start off with Smith Tool's Dexterity.
My weakness.
As you begin to work on it. And I would say again, because the nature of what you're making here, yeah, your assistant's not able to help you with this one.
Okay.
So just straight rolls with guidance.
Yes.
Oof. Easy. You don't even need the guidance on that one. Yep. So you start crafting this sphere, and you take pride in your craft. So it's quite intricately carved with little dwarven. I want to say knotwork. It's not really knotwork, but you know how that kind of Norse runic style. Okay. So now you need to cast it. So Smith's Tool's Constitution with your guidance. This one you can have advantage on. Your assistant can help you man the forge.
Dude, this is so much better than shopping.
Loads better.
Look, you guys, it's a bit drawn out, but this doesn't happen often. Oof, 26, yep, no problem.
Gotcha.
So now you need to actually enchant it. So this will be Smith's Tool's Intelligence. Your assistant won't be able to help you with this one.
She won't
So,
be. Or will...
no, straight roll on this
Right. Okay.
with guidance. So,
When I
12.
When I bring him dinner, can I give him bardic inspiration?
Explodes in the hand.
No, so what happens is, yeah, the enchantment just isn't keeping. It's like you're trying to work the spell in, but it just keeps triggering instantly. And it's getting quite frustrating. You're spending quite a bit of time working on this. When you're coming into the last day now, this is like your 10th day, and you still can't get the enchantment to hold for whatever reason. It's not taking. A voice does come into your head. There is a better way.
Godric's just gonna kind of look around like.
You don't see anyone. Would you like me to show you?
Still looking around. All right. What is this way? This better way?
Watch. And I'm going to disclose very loosely because I'm not a smith or an arcane enchanter. But
Boo.
Realism.
fucking where's the immersion, man? Verisimilitude.
Calls
So-
himself a DM and he's never met a sword in his life.
Where's your understanding of rocket science, you fake?
Next you'll be telling me
Come
you
on,
don't know any real magic either.
So as you So as you look down at this sphere in your hands, sort of laid on the workbench before you, and you look down at it, and you find yourself falling into it, and your vision kind of zooming in, and you watch as you're taken inside the mechanisms you've created inside the item itself, and this voice kind of shows rather than explains, but points out to you ways of carving the runes, ways of inscribing to help the spell hold, to make it ensure that it'll take. And as it's doing so, it's explaining to you how this can either help you craft items that otherwise might not be possible, or could even increase the potency of more regular equipment. Do me a wisdom save.
Oh dear lord. Actually, no. Wisdom is my bitch.
Okay, yeah. I mean, what it's telling you is intriguing. But you don't feel... Yeah. I'd say following its instructions... following its instructions, you succeed. And the sphere works. The enchantment takes. You can't help but wonder, where did that come from? But you're just a little bit too caught up in your satisfaction. Okay, so you have your ever-smoking sphere. So basically,
Nice.
how the ever-smoking bottle works, it's that. I
Excellent.
think you might just be able to
Got
add that
it
from the
so
compendium and then rename it.
Right, so we got a smoke grenade.
Moradin's
That's
gonna be
pretty cool.
annoyed, man. You got another
Holy
sugar
hand
daddy.
grenade.
Oh, you don't know, man. You don't know. Okay, so is that all of the crafting done that everyone wants to... Well, you can't do any more crafting. In fact, yeah, Rui, you could do more if you wanted. Grishnak, Rogar, I don't know what crafting abilities you have, if any.
I got
None.
nothing.
No? Okay.
I wanted to spend a few nights playing at the inn, if I could.
Yep, absolutely,
Just
you
looking
can
at
do
local
that.
money.
That's easy enough. And you trying to play for money?
Well, I mean, actually, no. I feel bad taking money from Phandalin, so I'm doing it for the town. I'm doing it for the people.
Yeah, do me a performance check with advantage.
Okay.
You got this.
Is that because of my graceful charity?
And also because you're playing to kind of like you're a fan favourite.
Of course.
You don't have to. Yeah, you are getting bought drinks all night.
Nice.
Some of the people there, some young lads, some young lasses, are rather enamoured of you. Do with that what you will.
Rory fan.
But yeah.
Oh my god, it's him!
You have groupies, man.
Nice.
Okay. Rogar, I know you had some people you wanted to see.
Yeah. I'll go and see Abigail is the main.
Okay. So,
Do you mind if I also go see Abigail?
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Is that okay?
So I'd say
Abigail's two dads.
it's easy enough for you to, whether you want to do this in the beginning of the week, later in the week. Rory, you've got some days free, so it's easy enough for you to schedule this on a day when you're not scribing. So it's up to you what point in the week you do this. But yeah, go down to Myrna's hut. You find Myrna is actually sat out front, and she's sat there with her son, who she seems to be teaching him some wood carving techniques. As they're there, they're there doing some carving on some piece of furniture. You see a few cabinets around. You see some chairs, as well as some smaller pieces, little statuettes and such. Fine work. And Myrna looks up and smiles as you approach. Oh, I heard you were back in town. Oh, glad we are to see you. Abigail is playing nearby as well. She's sat just out. She's also in front of the house, but just kind of little way away, like 10 feet away. Seems to be playing with a couple of little puppets. And she also looks up and regards both of you as you arrive. Oh, Dragon Man.
Hello, Abigail. How are you?
I'm good. I'm practicing a puppet show.
Oh, a puppet show. What's it about?
I haven't decided yet. All I know is it's going to have an owl bear and a goblin in it.
Ah,
And you look at the two puppets that she's got. They're kind of crude, but they're kind of charming in their own way. You know, they're obviously made as little like kind of caricature-like puppets, and one is an owl bear and one is one seems to be a goblin.
well, Abigail, you make sure to tell me when your puppet show is ready, and I would love to see it.
She looks very serious. Like, needs some work. I'm not sure about the ending, or the beginning, or the
Well-
middle, but it's going to be good.
I'm sure it will be. If you just work hard and put your mind to it, it'll be fantastic.
Man, looking at you. So, do we have you for long, or are you headed back out into the world?
Look at Rory. I guess it's like a 10-day, maybe.
Yes, at least I think we'll have to leave eventually, but we're trying to enjoy our time here while we can.
Well, we appreciate you while you're here. Where did that accent go?
You might have had a combine harvester kick in there.
Oh, no. They're meant to have a combine harvester kicking in. That's the accent for this part of the world. Who are...
Who are?
These statues, wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Been making a pretty penny.
Yes? Is there anything there that would appeal to Rogar?
One of them does seem to be a carving of a rather noble-looking dragonborn.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't look exactly like you. It's a bit more generic.
Well, Rogar's pretty generic, isn't he?
Offensive. You're saying we're
Rogar's a bit of a basic bitch. No. Yeah, she's there's various like the animals that you might find in the region. Some of the more kind of well-known like fantastical creatures. There is like an owlbear carving, like a hippogriff. You do know. Do me a perception check.
11.
Okay, yeah, no. Actually, no, this isn't hard to spot. You do see, actually, just on the ground behind her, what seems to be a half-finished little statuette that looks like it might have actually been a dragon. But it looks half-finished and almost discarded. Myrna catches your eye and is like, well, I started that as a bit of a flight of fancy, but then I thought, what with everything we've been hearing, maybe a dragon wasn't the best idea.
Well, there are some very good dragons.
Really?
Yes. In fact, we've just come from meeting with one.
Abigail looks up. You met a dragon?
Yes, we did.
Was it scary?
Go on, Rory.
Oh no, we met. Yes, well, the dragon that we met recently was very nice. She was very kind to us, actually. Yes.
I'd like to meet a kind dragon.
There are some, and there are quite a lot of kind dragons in the world. Her name was Torvath. She came to us, and she looked like Myrna here.
Myrna seems a little bit surprised by this.
But when she showed her true form, she was a beautiful, majestic, huge dragon. And I look around, and I just like, Rory even got to ride down into town from a mountain on her back.
Abigail's just wide-eyed at this. Oh, when I'm older, I'm going to ride a dragon. Myrna kind of looks at you, is like, sorry, go ahead, Rory.
I think that can be arranged, definitely. Young adventurer like you.
Myrna looks at you. Well, or maybe tell me a little bit about this dragon. Maybe I'll picks up this half-finished one. Maybe I'll dedicate it to this Torvath. What did she look like then? You don't have to actually.
Yeah, I'll just say.
I'll silent image it.
Oh, okay, yeah. You give her a little silent
okay.
image. She's like,
Yeah.
oh my!
Yeah.
And she kind of starts instead of start carving, she kind of rummages around and she's got some sheets of slightly crumpled parchment next to her, but she gets a little bit of charcoal and starts sketching, and kind of tracing the silent image. Anything else you wanted to talk to her about while you're here?
not talk just while we're there. We don't have to RP it or anything. But I realised that when I played that song that I wrote about her husband, the work of the woodcutter, she wasn't there. So at some point, while it naturally fits into the evening, I'd like to play the song for her and her son.
Okay. Yeah. You play this. It's moving for them. There's a lot of wetness of the eyes, but in a positive way. And when you finish, like very kind of quiet tone. Like, thank you. It's very nice to have him remembered. It's not always been easy, but I think he'd be proud of how everything's worked out.
I hope so. There are many people in Waterdeep and elsewhere that know just how brave he was.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that is something to take some solace in. So,
while she's drawing the silent image, I would very much like to play with the puppets with Abigail.
Yeah.
Aw.
Especially the goblin, and just be like, Abigail.
You do notice this goblin puppet
Oh, it's not fucking spoons, is
bears
it?
a little
please
bit
don't.
of a resemblance to a certain someone.
Okay. After playing, I'll be like, oh, Abigail, where did you get these puppets from? Did you make them yourself?
No, the funny halfling gave them to me.
Fucking guy.
Fucking
That's
Time to-
amazing.
If this is to catch a predator, I'm going to fucking spell.
Oh, Lord. No. I can
I'll be,
safely say now, no.
He's
He's very nice.
Is he now? What's his name?
He's a silly name. He's called Wilpin or Pimlin or something like that. And
Yes. And what do you do with Wilpin?
Myrna does kind of look up at this, kind of like absent-mindedly, just kind of, Willazin Pimlu.
I look at her and be like, what's Wilson doing giving puppets to Abigail?
Oh, he came by a few days ago. 2-3 days past? Sorry, this is Myrna now. Or he came by 2-3 days past now. No, when he came by, he said that he'd heard about her. He'd heard about what had happened, and he just wanted to. He just said he wanted to meet the survivor of Coneybury. He was very respectful about it. And he talked with Abigail a little bit. Asked her if she was happy and if everything was right with her here, and gave her the puppets and did a little puppet show, and she laughed a lot, and then he left her with the puppets and went on his way.
Abigail, do you mind if I look at the puppets?
Have you got your... Are you doing your detect magic?
Yes, I am, dude.
There is nothing magic about the puppets.
Oh, man. Suspicious daddy at work.
I mean, is it so hard to believe that he could just be a nice guy?
Yes.
If it was anyone but Abigail, I think, yeah. Highly I'm like, okay. Well, if you see him again, tell him I said hello.
Is that... Sorry, you're saying that to Abigail?
Anyone who's listening.
Okay, Abigail's like, I will. Do you know him?
I think we've met, haven't we, Rory? What do you think?
Oh, we've definitely met, yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, we'll leave you to your day.
All right, Dragon Man. Sorry, Mr. Rogar. Bye, Mr. Rory.
Bye, Abigail.
Goodbye, Mona.
Honesty. Thank you kindly for all you've done for us. Look after yourselves now and say bye before you leave.
We will.
Well, be bye.
Okay. So yeah, I'm guessing you do that on like the first day.
Yeah. I'm going to spend the rest of the time basically doing like anything that needs to around the town, manual labor, chopping wood, repairing the wall, helping with the talons, just getting out there and doing Doing some good work, man.
That's fine. So yeah, you kind of make yourself seen around the town, help out with a few people here and there. They do seem to have things pretty well in hand, but you get the impression that it does people a bit of good seeing you. Your natural presence is a bit inspiring to a lot of the folk there, and you oversee Teldor as he's leading some of the Talons in training. You even join in a little bit. Teldor seems to be a pretty good teacher. You can tell he's been practicing. His form seems a lot better than when you left it. You get the impression that he took the charge that you gave him very seriously. He might still come across as being a bit, rough and ready, but he's no slouch when it comes to actually commanding and training the Talons. But, you do step in and teach a few other bits and pieces that even he seems, seems grateful to learn. I'm assuming, do you pop in on the town hall at some point?
Yeah, see the town council, yeah.
Popping in, you do see that Halia and Quilleen are there at work. As you walk in, you get the impression there's been a little bit of bickering, light-hearted kind of bickering between the two. And they kind of look up as you enter, and Quilleen lets out a little triumphant "Ha! Right, here he is. Told you. Pay up, Halia." Halia kind of scowls and takes a small, reaches into her coin purse, takes a few coins out, and tosses them over to Quilleen on her side of the table.
What's all this then?
Oh, we just had a little wager is all. Halia here didn't think we'd ever see you again. So I said, well, if they're back within the month, 15 gold. And I win.
Yes, I'm sure we would have come back sooner.
I mean, no offence, Rogar, it's just that most people who head south looking to pick fights with orc hordes and dragons, well...
They don't come back?
Exactly.
Yes, well, that was almost the case, but we're a strong group. We looked after each other.
Glad to see you.
You too.
She goes back to her work. Queen's like, all right. Well, yeah, we heard much about your exploits.
Yes, just enough about the exploits. Tell me, what's been happening here?
Well, nothing too noteworthy, if I'm honest. I know Teldor's been busy and Callista, just, making sure everything's safe and sound and secure, and mostly we've just been making sure that we're able to keep track of all the merchants in and out, and make sure the farms are ready for planting season, and just general admin, really. Things go well.
No trouble?
No trouble. Every now and then, I think, there was one a few days after you left, and then I think one last week. Some of the wagoners can have a little bit to drink and a little bit rowdy, but the Talons always break it up before it gets serious.
Good.
But other than that, everything seems fairly peaceful.
And how are you enjoying your positions?
Ellie kind of long, thankless work, but it needs to be done. Quilleen just chuckles. It's decent enough. I'm getting a little bit old for the farming, if I'm honest, so having a job where I can sit down suits me fine.
Good. You have everything you need?
Yeah, so say we're not wanting for anything.
Okay, good. Well, make sure if you do need anything, you can come and see me while I'm here, or in my absence, you could always go to the manor, and I'm sure they'll be able to get a message to me.
Aye, that we will, don't you worry, sir. And Halia just grunts. Doesn't look up from what she's working on. I mean, obviously you can stay and look over figures and everything like that, but we don't need to up any of that.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you specifically wanted to see, talk with while you're there?
No. I think that's it.
Okay, Rory, anyone... sorry, cut you off there, Rogar.
I was just going to say I'm wearing a very sexy open shirt all the time. I'm a rugged mountain man.
Your dragon chest just making the ladies swoon.
Making everyone feel uncomfortable. It's so scaly.
I mean, it's to a lot of you are the only dragonborn in the village. But, so to some people it's a little bit, they're not sure what to make of it, but some people seem impressed. Okay, don't worry, Grishnak, I've not forgotten about you. We'll come to you. Ruri, was there anyone you wanted to particularly speak to while you're here?
Sister Garielli.
Of course it is. So yeah, you go and find her. She's tending the shrine. Ah, Ruri. Heard you'd returned. I was wondering when I was going to get a visit.
Yes, I do apologise for not coming sooner. We've been surprisingly very busy.
It's quite all right. I know how it is.
How are you? How are things?
Good. Yes, the town sees to itself, really.
I would imagine. I dare say I don't need to tell you what I've been up to.
I've heard all about it, my friend.
Yes.
And she does lower her voice so that only you hear this. I hope you do not mind, but I did send... Leosin contacted me a while back, said that to let him know if you came through here. I have contacted him to let him know that you've arrived at Phandalin. I think he just wanted to make sure that you were safe.
By all means. No, wait, no, I'm mad at him. I forgot. Sorry, it's been a
You're
while.
mad at him? What has he done now?
Yeah, I don't agree with some of his... The means to an end, I
She
believe he called
does
it.
sigh deeply as you say this. Leosin is... He's a pragmatic soul. I understand where you're coming from. I often feel the same. If I'm honest, that makes me a little bit of an oddity amongst the Harpers. Most of them are. Do what it takes. But that's why he was assigned to investigate cult activity, and I was sent to check up the whereabouts of a dead mage's book.
Well, yes, of course. And
Still,
what of...
worked out for me. Now I'm the Harpers' representative overseeing Wave Echo Cave. I have you to thank for that.
Well, you're very welcome. The Harpers... And you know what?
No,
Don't
it's...
tell me. I'll have to tell Gotrek. It's fine.
I'm quite happy for it. It means I get to stay here, and I won't lie, I've become quite attached to this town.
I have as well, to be honest. It's a shame to leave, really.
Such is the way of an adventurer.
Yes.
But
You were saying that you're an oddity among the Harpers. I mean, what of Twang? Would you say he has a similar viewpoint as Leosin? Where does he fall on this scale?
Twang is an enigma.
Well, you don't have to tell me
that. Honestly, I couldn't say. I think Twang is more understanding of the needs of people than Leosin is, but I think he's more fluid in his approach and his values than I am, which is, again, this is why Twang is so hard to pin down. They have him up and down the Sword Coast, sometimes even further than that. I'm afraid he left the day after you did, and I don't know where he is now, I'm sorry. I'm sure he's fine, but... Almost certainly, but he's good at what he does.
Well, I take solace in knowing that he has found a purpose, and that he is doing what he believes is right, and I know that eventually I'll see him again, so that's all that matters.
She does place a hand gently on your, like, just below the crook of your elbow. Leosin is a good person. When he says he does things for the greater good, I truly believe he means it. Doesn't mean I always agree with it, but he wouldn't do something if he didn't think that there was something worthwhile to be gained from it. To be honest, that is true of most of the Harpers.
Well, yes.
But I understand how that is... Yeah, I understand how that cannot always be easy to reconcile with.
Yes, I think we just have different methods. I understand he's doing good. I'm a bit set in my ways, I suppose.
Well, in fairness, that is demonstrated by the ways you operate. He moves behind the scenes, engineering situations. You act in the open, affecting change. You do your work in the daylight, we do ours in the shadows.
Another balance.
Such is the way to adventurers. I understand that, obviously, with my own calling. Sorry, you were going to say something?
No, sorry, I just remembered. I Do you still have my prayer book?
I do, actually. I was getting to that. Bear with me. And she heads into a small hut. Small cottage, I should say. It's more than a hut. Bustles out a moment later with your prayer book. I added something to it. I hope you don't mind. I think it's something that might help.
No, of course. That's the goal, to fill it with words of cultures and deities. Yes, of course, by all means.
Well, I added. It's a prayer to Timora, but it's one that's in form of a song. I thought it might be fitting for you.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That's lovely.
It's called Timora's Smile. It invokes her blessing. I hope it'll serve you. So,
Sure it will.
Ruri, you have gained the Timora's Smile ability.
Oh God, what?
This is a song that you can play. You can play it whenever you want. However, once a day when you play it, you can use it to give you and up to 5 other allied creatures 1 point of luck for 1 hour.
Bruh!
Fuck, that's awesome.
If you're familiar with how the lucky feat works.
I am, yeah.
So
So,
it's
that's once every what, sorry?
It's once per day you can do this.
Yes.
Once per day might be too powerful. Say once per day, and it lasts for an hour. So, like, you can play the song whenever, but when you choose to play it for this benefit, it will only... So you can't do it multiple times a day.
Yeah. Gives you an up to 5, did you say?
You and up to 5 allied creatures that can see,
Amazing.
that can hear the song. As disclaimer, as with all homebrew things that I have created, I reserve the right to nerf it at future
That's fine.
at my discretion if I feel it's a little bit too powerful. But we'll see how it goes. But I just felt that, you know, a lot of people have been getting some fancy new things lately, and I didn't want you being left out on that one.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
You're more than welcome. So yeah. Anything else you wanted to talk about with Sister Gabrielli?
I'll try and make this as brief as I can. Sister Carielli, I'm sure you remember the first mission that you sent me into the woods to find Agatha.
I do.
I confess, in the past 2 years, I've begun to pity her slightly. I feel sad for her. She's bound to this plane. She was once protecting Coneyberry, which is no more. I feel she's stuck here with no purpose. I wish I could help her move on, be happy, anything, but I don't know what I can do.
It is my experience with any form of spirit that lingers that there is some form of unfinished business. With Agatha, I confess I have not spent enough time with her, studying her to know what that could be. Though it's worth noting, and this does come from my experience, that it is not always something as... It's not necessarily something literal. Many interpret that unfinished business to be like, oh, they need to... A certain thing needs to be completed. It is not always so straightforward. But if you find out what it is that holds her here, then you'll understand maybe what needs to be done, if anything can be done, to help her move on.
Didn't think of it like that.
Is there anything else that I can do for you, Rory?
I don't think so. I feel like you've done enough.
Well, it's good to have you back.
It's good to see you, honestly. I don't know if the others will want to see you before I go, but I'll let them know. Today we'll be going back, obviously. We'll be continuing our mission.
Of course.
To try and stop the cult.
Yes, much changes. If I hear anything, then before you leave, I'll let you know.
I'd appreciate it.
It's quite alright. Good health to you, Rory.
And you. Enjoy your
Okay.
week.
Grishnak.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's going to be still quite concerned about the Mayor of Dead Men.
Okay.
So I think basically he's gonna ask for spend a couple of days just constantly nagging any of the Talons to see if they've had any information. And if not, I think what is it like for 2 or 3 days travel from here?
It's roughly that. Yeah, let's throw it up quickly. So what are you doing? Are you trying to get there first, or are you going to ask around?
I'm gonna so I'll probably spend the first day or so trying to get some more information out of people, see if anyone's got a more clear sort of story as to what's happened.
What are we looking at? 13. I mean, you go pretty swift on foot, and I'm looking at this based on miles, not how long it thinks it's going to take you to get there. I would say you probably get there in a couple of days. Obviously, then you've got to come back. But yeah, if you're asking around first, do me an investigation check.
Oh my!
I know, right? I know it's not your forte, but this is kind of going to represent the fact that also the people you're asking might not. Ooh,
Not bad.
not bad at all.
Nice.
So, asking around with the Talons, you're not actually really getting anywhere with the Talons. They're not able to tell you anything new, only that reports vary. After a couple of days of trying to find out and asking around, you're kind of venting your frustration to Doran about this. Doran actually puts you onto a merchant who's been staying in, who actually was one of the last to come through before they shut it off. Like, kind of was booted out of the depot as they were shutting down, and directs you to go and speak to this guy. So you're introduced to this, rather balding, slightly unhealthy looking merchant who's kind of getting in the nick of time, who's getting ready to leave. Who's able to give you a little bit more about it. In fact, as introduced to him, he kind of seems a little wary as Doran kind of collars him and introduces you. What did you want to know?
The Mayor of Dead Men.
Yeah, obviously.
I hear you were the last people to make it out of there.
I was.
Can you give me any sort of idea what might have happened?
Well, I don't know if I'd exactly characterise it as a massacre. Yeah, a dozen dead at most. There's a lot of blood. It got messy. It happened overnight. Here's
Any
the
sort
thing.
of idea?
There wasn't a fight. The alarm wasn't raised till the morning, and all the men were dead by then.
Did you see any of them? Did it look like it was done by an animal? Or did it look like it was done by a blade?
I saw a couple of bodies. One of them had their throats slit. Looked like a clean job.
Definitely some sort of an attack then.
I'd say, yeah. Someone... I don't know. Someone wasn't happy with them.
Do you know of any sort of reason why anyone would go after it?
Well, here's the interesting thing. All of the dead, they weren't workers, they weren't labourers. They were caravaneers. Some of them were wagon guards, wagon drivers, loaders, unloaders. They all rocked up with the same caravan.
So they were working for the same company then?
Oh, hard to say. Like that caravan, there was a lot of people travelling with it. And some of them, a lot. There was 30 odd at least travelling with this caravan. And they all kind of worked for different people. 15 here, dozen there. But, so I won't lie. I'd only been there like a day myself. I'd only seen these people, they rolled in before I got there. Don't know who was part of who.
Do you know what happened with the survivors? Did they go anywhere?
Couldn't tell you. Sorry, the guards came in, started chucking people out, started locking it down too quick.
No, I understand. Well, you've been more than helpful, and he'll just chuck him platinum.
Oh, it's very kind of you. Thank you.
No problem. If you remember anything else, though, anything at all, just Either let me know or let Doran know.
Oh, I will. No worries.
And I'm assuming that'll probably be the most information I can get out of Phandalin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with that knowledge, I'm going to offer Doran to come with me. And I'm actually going to try and go there.
Okay. You taking the roads?
Yeah, I'll probably take I'll probably go through the wood as well.
All right, so you're
By
going to
one.
try and cut
yeah,
cross
it's-
country. So what are we saying? You're going cross country.
Probably
Let's
go
go on to
down
the
like near
Saw Coast
Westbridge,
map.
and then through the Crypt Garden Forest.
Okay, so I'll tell you now. You would know this based on what you understand of land. So they're talking about this road here.
Yeah.
So going that way would take you a lot longer.
All right.
So the quickest way. I mean, you and Doran, you're both pretty good. You're both pretty. You're not rangers, but you've got good. You're good at walking across country, so you could probably cut a fairly straight line and join the road before it enters the Mirror of Dead Men. Save you a little bit of time. It's not going to make a huge difference, but it's something.
Yeah.
So yeah, you offer Doran. He just kind of looks at you. Well, someone's gonna have to keep an eye on you, aren't you?
Well,
Who
last
knows what-
time you followed me, you kept me out of trouble. Thought I might as well.
Can't
Give me a
have you
chance
go
again.
and getting yourself killed by a bunch of Neverwinter Guard before you can slay another dragon. Come on, then, let's go. So yeah, it takes you just under a couple of days. As you start getting into the Mirror of Dead Men, it's a pretty miserable place. The road itself is in good nick. You can see in places where it's still being worked on, but to either side of the road, it's weird. Like, as long as you're on the road, you could be anywhere along the high road, anywhere along the Sword Coast, you know? That main road's... In fact, you've travelled this way before, so it's not unfamiliar to you. The Mere itself, like, as soon as you're on either side of the road, it's just swamp. You're kind of thinking Two Towers kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just miserable greys, browns. Even the grass is a sullen shade, and there's an uncomfortable energy to the area. You could see how quickly one could get in over the head if they went off the track. Like, you're looking at a swamp, thinking even with your skills, it looks nasty. It's one of those things where you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh well, like that knot of grass there. Like, at first glance looks fine, and then you're watching it as you kind of travelling past, going that. You're not sure what would hold your weight and what wouldn't. What looks like it could be solid ground could just as easily plunge you into God knows how deep the water would be. God knows how thick the mud at the bottom of it. It's a pretty treacherous land. Another half day's travel down the road, and it's quite flat land. You just see it kind of over the horizon. You see this complete blockade of the road. Getting closer, there's just a cadre of Neverwinter soldiers. As they see you, they do form up just shoulder to shoulder, and what looks like a sergeant steps forward. Hold there! There's no passage on this road, I'm afraid. We've got some business being dealt with. Until then, you'll have to find another way south.
Well, about that business. I don't know if you're aware of the Burning Blade, but we are protectors of Phandalin. And, the rest of the Sword Coast, really.
Are you now?
We are. I don't know if you've heard of a place called Greenest.
Raises an eyebrow. He seems to be waiting for you to continue.
Well, I don't know if you've heard about what happened there recently. Something about a dragon.
I hear many things, sir. But I have a job to do. Was there anything you needed?
Yeah, I want to have a look at the scene. I need some information about what's happened here.
Do me a persuasion check.
Could I intimidate?
You could try. I can't promise the results would be what you want.
No, I'll try the persuasion then. Oh,
Roll high.
fuck me, this is going to be awful. Oh, you fucker.
I don't know no burning blades.
All I know is this is not Phandalin's jurisdiction.
Well, it might not be Phandalin's jurisdiction, but it's my jurisdiction. If something's happening round here, I want to know what's fucking happening.
Are you going for the intimidation?
I've tried asking nicely, and I don't want to get in trouble with Neverwinter. I mean, you ask your Lord Neverember. Is it Neverember? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Was Lord Neverember, yeah.
I'm personal friends with Lord Neverember, and I'm sure you hear that all the time, but I'm not fucking bullshitting you. I need to get through, and I need to have a look in there. Now, are we going to have a problem?
Go on, do me intimidate.
That one.
Just shy. So all of the guards behind him, like they're shoulder to shoulder, forming a little bit of, they've got shields before them. The spears go from being upright to being at that 45-degree angle. And the sergeant casually rests his hand on the hilt of his blade. I believe the common expression is, "Pull the other one, it hath got bells on." Go on, Sonny. Away with you.
Right.
He looks pretty serious.
Right, change of tact. I'm going to get away from them then. There must be a way to go around them.
I'll say this. The mere looks bloody treacherous and it's very flat, and they are definitely watching you as you move away.
Well, it was worth a try. Let's go back to Phandalin and get pissed.
So you can continue trying. As a kind DM, might not be worth risking without your friends to back you up here.
Yeah.
I don't want something happening. I don't want something horrible happening to you when you're off here on your own. Is all I'm saying. Okay, so yeah. Doran's like, never mind, boss. Look, do what you can. Maybe if there was just a few less of them, but probably best if we don't have to go explain it to Neverwinter what happened to some of their guards.
Yeah, I know, mate. Just don't sit right with me.
We'll find out. Just probably not like this,
Yeah, just after what happened with Coneyberry, I don't want that on my conscience again.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Well, we'll go back and brainstorm, eh?
Oh, we'll go back and get fucked, more like.
That too. Is there any other way to brainstorm?
Too right.
So, head back to Phandalin. You still have a few days if there's anything else you wanted to do while there? Or
no,
we can...
I'll probably show him the bear thing as well.
Okay, show off your little bear transformation. He's suitably impressed. Okay, well, if there's nothing anyone else particularly wanted to do, there is a couple of bits. There's a particular bit the point I want to finish on. So, if there's nothing else anyone wanted to do, then we'll move things along a little bit before we wrap up for the night. So, I will take your tact and silence as a no.
Oh yeah, I probably would tell everyone about the fact that I went there and I couldn't get in. And what I learned from the trader, what little I could, anyway.
No worries. All right, so on your 10th day, Gortrek, as you've returned to the manor, you're handing out the goodies that you've been making.
This one's for you. This one's for you.
Oh, a hat. Cool.
It's not a hat. It's a helm.
Oh, okay.
I got rid of the top bit, but yeah.
Let's just put everyone out, shall we? Why not? We've got the map, got the tokens.
I would say as well, Jake, my mic just played up. I did want to say, the designs. Obviously, does Gotrek I would say schematics for his work?
Specifically what? Oh, your health's still at 0, Gotrek.
Oh.
You instantly die.
No!
I'm playing the piano.
I was going to say for the... Actually, no, I'll go over it. We'll go over
Yeah,
it.
we can do it off stream. Yeah. That's fine. Cool. Yep, so as you're handing out all the goodies, do sort your health out. It's giving me anxiety. You do hear a little bit of distant... There's a distant knock on the door.
Better not be a goblin.
And as you know, obviously Oswin takes care of all of that. So a few
Door
moments.
malarkey.
It's
To be
his
fair,
job, man.
Spoons
It's his
doesn't
job.
knock.
Spoons does not knock. When would Spoons ever knock?
Spoons would just be sat in your bedroom like eating an apple or something.
So so after a few moments, Oswin does come in, and does his usual kind of announcing thing. My lords, you have a visitor. May I present Sister Gadaeli? Let's go
May.
with. I don't think I've actually got a specific token for her. Actually, I'm afraid. So we'll just work with priest.
See, we did when we were on Phandalin, but not here.
You
No,
did.
She did
Yeah.
have. No, it was just a generic like female
No,
villager sort
so
of
the-
stuff.
What's it now?
The
Well-
Lost Mines comes with a token for her.
Things to do. I'll get a proper token for it at some point, but we'll just go with priest for the time being. So Oswin shows her in and then kind of bows and shows himself out. Ah, wonderful. You're all here. May I sit?
Yeah, I
Of course,
guess. Yeah.
Aye.
She
Make yourself at home.
finds her way over and takes a seat. Well, I'll cut to the chase. I have news for you all. Leosin has been in touch with me. So obviously, as I told you, Ruri, I did let him know that you'd all returned here. Back at the... Let's just change that for a second, shall we? Why not? Back when you returned, I did notify him that you'd arrived here safe and sound. Something he was very glad to hear. Well, last night he got in touch with me, and he passed on some information that I was to give to you. He's found Neritir.
What?
The map you gave him a map with a
Yeah.
that you found from the cult. It had a place, a name on it, Neritir. It rang a bell with him, so he's been doing a bit of research. He's found out where it is. Found out what it is. It's a castle. It was a castle. Is a castle, I guess, still. And she looks around at all of you. There's a kind of... You see she looks troubled. It's in the Mere of Dead Men.
Oh, for fuck.
Wait.
Yes. I don't... There's more. I'm sure you've been hearing about what occurred at the workhouse, the road closures.
Yes.
Not hearing enough, unfortunately.
Well, I might be able to help you with that. Leosin informed me that while you set off north with the dragon eggs,
Yes.
Leosin was working with our Zentrim allies. You can see the distaste on her face is clear as she says this.
Nice.
To track the caravan that set out from the Greenest camp. Well, the Zentrim managed to infiltrate somebody into the caravan to keep an eye on the cult. And they made their way north with the caravan to this workhouse. It seems the agent... I don't know exactly what happened. But from what Leosin told me, it seems like something went wrong. And she had to kill some cultists. Quite a few cultists, by the sound of it.
Roughly a dozen?
Sounds like. Yes, you see this all starting to fall together.
Yes.
Well, it's believed that the cult is using this castle Neritir, believed long lost to the Mere, as a... Leosin has deduced that they are using it as a holding location for this treasure they've been gathering, not just from Greenest, but from many places. It seems, yes, various cult caravans rolled into that depot over the last couple of months. Of course, what with this agent's little moment of bloodlust, it might be complicating the situation. He's worried that the cults now feel like they've been found, like they've been rumbled. We need to move quickly. He's asked if you could make your way to this castle and investigate.
Oh, you know we're doing that.
Thank you.
I mean, I wouldn't want to speak for my allies, obviously, but you can count me in.
She does look around at all of you with a hopeful expression.
Aye.
Of course.
Well, I actually did have a little excursion out to the Mere of Dead Men,
Yes, I know.
but I found some resistance with the Neverwinter Guard.
They do take their job very seriously, don't they?
Ah, you can fucking say that again.
It's
So,
it's possible we might be able to find a way to get you past their roadblock to the... If you wanted to investigate the depot, we might be able to make something happen there, but we'd need to call on Lord Neverember specifically. It could take time, and then obviously checking out the depot itself further time. We do know roughly... We do know where this castle is. But the swamp is treacherous and would be difficult, possibly bordering on outright impossible to find your way there safely without a guide, someone who knows the swamps well and who knows where the castle is.
do you know of anyone who could help us with that?
She's kind of staring at a point just at the ground just in front of her. As it happens, I do.
It's going to be fucking Spoon, isn't it?
And at that point, Ruri, I'm assuming you're facing her right now.
Yeah, I'm sat on the piano stool facing her.
There's a sudden little gust of air, not gust of air, but little push of air behind you, and you hear the dung as the lid of the piano slams shut, and you hear, oh, bugger.
I'm sorry. This is an antique instrument. What are you doing?
You're very fucking welcome.
Fucking Spurs!
Hello, everybody. And that is
I
where
try
we'll
and
wrap
make
up
a
for
craft?
tonight.
Draws for cutlery.
Gabrielle has a kind of resigned, this is happening expression on her face.
Fucking hell. Was he always going to come out of the piano?
No, I've decided that last second.
I love
As
it.
you were playing it, I was like, what would he do? Where would he decide
love
to
it.
make his entrance?
I thought it was a bit out of tune.
Oh, that's no canon. He was in the piano all along.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. So yeah, sorry got a little bit crammed there. I appreciate those of you who kind of went last on the to-do list. I'm sorry if it felt a little bit rushed, but obviously didn't want to go too late because I've got a very busy physical day of work tomorrow and didn't want to go on too late. But yeah, the plot thickens again.
This was supposed to be downtime, but now I'm stressed.
Good.
That was cool. That was a nice little, like a light
Yeah,
little
man.
kind of
Yeah, that was really good.
aperitif.
That's an amuse-bouche.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got a little quest in front of you.
Oh, just a little one.
I love a little quest.
A little
Why do
bit
I
of
have
quest.
so much exposition about the Mirror of Dead Men?
Well,
It's called Mirror of Dead Men.
because
so
do you
much.
remember going all the way back to your downtime?
I do. It's on my notes. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I've got so much.
Not fucking around, man.
Oh man,
He thought about this so long ago. It's ridiculous.
deep lore.
I ain't perfect, but I'm trying.
You are perfect.
Who's going to be in that castle, though? That's the thing.
Ooh.
I have a suspicion, but we're not in the game, so I'll tell you next week.
No, you won't.
No,
Could I
you
just
won't.
fly up on Traxxas really high?
Oh, it's your birthday next week.
Do you want to
Yeah,
do
I'm
what,
still playing.
Rogar?
I'll just be a little bit late.
Oh, I
So
thought you
can
said you were going out for a meal and not coming.
Hang on, I want to hear what
No, I'm
Rogar
going
wants
out
to
for a
do.
meal, but I'm going to be late.
I say, can I not just fly up on Traxxas really, really, really high so they can't see me and just like pop over their little blockade?
Oh, what, the soldiers?
Yeah.
You have that option, but I think you'd find yourself in a similar problem to Grishnak. You could, but then you would be on your own.
Yeah. Just fly around the castle. Like, oh, it's there. Oh shit, they're shooting me out the sky.
I mean, you could certainly try and like fly up and above the castle, and then just like dive bomb down like really fast and hope they don't get a chance to react. But then again, you're in there on your own. Anyway, there will be there'll obviously be a little bit of planning, a little bit of time for coming up with a plan next week. But looks like you've got yourself an objective and you've got yourself a guide. You get to travel with him.
Awesome.
Hooray!
I can feel how thrilled Gotrek is from here.
So
Meat shield.
we've got like a Chaz situation on our hands, boys.
Yeah.
I kind of... Spoons is nothing like... You take that back.
Rogar doesn't know who Chaz is.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Chalice was the helpful NPC that these murder hobos left for
Okay,
dead.
he was not helpful. He was a dick.
No,
so we
he was
let
there
him
to
die.
make us do a thing.
Helpful. Anyway,
I mean,
worry
to be
about
fair,
that.
he was helpful in that he managed to.
Oh,
be
when you fell over?
for us.
Yeah, meat shield. That's how he was helpful.
I mean, to be fair, at that point, I was going to push him out the door and let those little.
I know you were.
Yeah, and he just picked you
Anyway.
up as well.
I imagine Rogar's probably got some... probably wants to talk to Spoons a little bit.
Yeah, man. Stay away from my not daughter.
Yeah.
Eddie Ruger.
Well, that is something to come next week. Well, I hope you enjoyed. And anyone watching, I hope you enjoyed as well. I'm really hoping that this episode has no technical issues when it comes to editing and uploading. I've not been having a huge amount of luck with that lately, but hey, learning curves and all of that. So join us next week as our heroic adventurers make their way to Castle Neritir. Or they don't, and they derail everything, because that's what players do. Anyway,
It's got on the boat again.
good night.